Dracula! Halloween special. Dungeons and Dragons featuring Big Scottish Smav, Chicken Suit, Evil Dead 2, Zolan, a banana, me, Jack, your Dungeon Master, here on episode 13, I think. Of the Star Engine.
Pink lemonade?
Mom! Hello.
I'm not a Smurf.
That's debatable.
I love
it. Thank you everyone for joining us once again to new faces and old faces alike. We are
Extra
here
crispy?
to celebrate this joyous day that is a couple of days before Halloween.
Happy soon to be Halloween.
Which is traditionally when we celebrate it.
Yeah.
DieRolling.
In Asher. That's where that's when they celebrate it. I do wonder, Claro, whether you would care to give us one of your legendary recaps.
Not a recap, Jack,
No?
but a collaboration! Sean! Fantastic. I think you'll remember that last time round,
Possibly not.
we started off surviving the House of Falling Halflings. You're very welcome. We skirted the centre of town, around to the long domed building. We met a halfling called Super Magic. And he was completely and utterly sane.
Compared to us.
The first sane person we met in a long time. He took us to the Gnome Line.
The Gnome Line, yeah.
Gnome Line, yeah.
The Gnome Line.
God.
Which he was pretty keen on taking us there. There, Nollis found a white shield with a golden hand coming out of it. Within the little hut, the kind of ticket hut for the Gnome Line. We delved deep into the cave-like Gnome Line, following a track, which appeared to be like a mine. And we found it to be caved in at the end. Recently caved in, based on what Super Magic had told us. And then we found an elf trader from Callus, who was stuck underneath the rocks. Can we remember his name, everyone?
No.
No one could remember his name.
Nobody really cares. to be honest.
Mistletoe. What was his name, Dungeon Master?
The Count, the
Yes.
Golden Count.
The Golden Count.
Count is a Glathel.
Of course.
That's why nobody can remember it.
Bless you. And there we talked to Count Isagalafel.
Nice.
And
It's a
he-
falafel.
Is it?
When is a galafel not a galafel,
And
guys?
he-
Falafel, falafel.
He explained his story to us. He had been taken by the mountain man
Seriously.
and brought to Dathkar Crag. And there he'd had a bad time, basically.
General bad
And he
time.
he wanted really nothing to do with us. He remembered us from Callus. And even after we pleaded with him, he didn't think we were great people. So
Even after we technically saved his life.
we did save his life and then ended his life.
And then
Because he
ended his
asked
life.
for his life to be ended.
Euthanized.
Claro clicked his fingers, told the dead, and killed the Count. Who it was what he wanted. It was what he always wanted. Merry Christmas. We
Make-A-Wish Foundation.
That's dark. We then headed back. We headed back to the original low domed building. It's going to be very jovial this evening, with Super Magic in tow. And then we headed to the northern side of this building, the only entrance. And there we met a halfling, sat inside a large room, and he was sat at a table, on a chair, and he essentially told us that something was very, very wrong here. We were all overcome by madness, having failed our charisma rolls, and the room started to fill with blood. Blood. Very Halloweeny. We smashed some walls, hit some things, and generally tried to fight the feeling of being covered in blood.
We discovered that the halfling was an illusion.
At least within our minds. Yeah, we thought he was an illusion. We made an escape through the roof, and the whole party eventually managed to make it out before drowning in blood. We finished our session, leaving our party on the rooftop, I believe as the sun sets, next to a room full of blood. And that, we were very relaxed, having a long rest and fully rejuvenated.
Chilling out on the roof.
Yeah. And that was our previous session of DieRolling.
Chilling out on the roof.
Thank you very much.
You're very
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Do I remember that on the chat there was something about some
There's been
experience points from
Oh yes,
It certainly was.
200 experience points, right?
200.
Was it?
Because did you actually make it to the next level?
No,
It was-
what's the next level?
2-7.
I heard
Oh,
it was
no way.
500
Oops, sorry.
experience points.
Million experience
5
points.
off.
5 XP off.
5 XP. It was 300 experience
Was it
according
300?
1,000 experience
300
points.
each.
according to the message. That
Was it? Then we would make it then.
Well, I checked this on chat
Not
with you.
each. Surely not. I thought it was between us.
I thought.
Was it each or between us?
Well, I don't
I
Each.
thought it
know.
was 200.
He said
Um,
I think we should.
That would put us. That would actually
Can we
put us
do
into
this?
the upper
Well, no,
bracket.
so my
Back channel.
apologies. My apologies.
200.
You got 1,000 experience overall, which was 200 each.
200
thought
each. Thank
so.
you very much.
Welcome back to every D&D argument
Yeah,
that
yeah,
ever
that's
put
what I've done.
Yeah, that's.
49569.
My experience points.
No, it's a bonus action.
You got a rubber?
I have an eraser.
Jeepers.
Okay.
Ninja in training.
Oh, careful. Angry Scotsman over there.
Get hold of us, Jack. Get
Okay.
hold of us.
Reel it in, man.
Back in the ring.
Reel it in.
Back in the
Where were
ring.
we?
So,
2,750.
We're supposed to do this at the end of last session, guys.
that is true.
We didn't know about it until.
Yeah, I was in bed
True.
when I got the text. Thank you.
You settle down on this flat roof just next to this dome as you look back and you see this blood that should be spilling out of this dome but just seems to be held by some sort of invisible barrier through the gap that you'd cut for yourselves whilst escaping the closing in walls and the room filling with blood. Who was taking the watches in the evening?
Elves,
I probably
I
had
believe,
one.
yeah.
I was as well, it would seem.
Okay. And the rest of you were just settling down on your various bedrolls for the evening. So first watch, can you please give me your perception roll?
Is that us too? Are we doing it
We
together?
take it in turns, don't we usually? You can have first.
It's so uncomfortable. Sorry, sir.
That is 22.
I'm shedding bright orange dandruff, I like, you know. It's terrible.
As it settles down for the evening, it starts to turn dark. Most of the group around you try and get some rest. As you look back across this misty, eerily barren city, which you could imagine once might have been a bustling, sprawling city full of life. From time to time, you catch glimpses of these black tentacles, shadowy like tentacles, that sort of dance over the rooftops in between buildings, almost like it's seeking something. It starts to whirl its way, winding between the pillars of the archways that are surrounding this central column. You get the strong feeling that it is seeking.
Does it look like it's coming towards us?
It looks like it's searching around this square.
Lance is going to knock an arrow. And it's going to, if it comes close, it's going to shoot at it.
Okay. So it continues to, and you're just stood on the roof at the moment.
Yeah, it's watching.
Yeah, fine. So as it's carefully snaking around the edges, it starts to snake closer to the edges of this building, and you see it just crest up onto the roof, the opposite side of the dome. It disappears out of your vision.
He's going to wait, and if he sees it, he's going to look back at everyone else. And if he sees it around him in any way, or if it's getting in front of the other guys, he's going to shoot it there.
Okay. As you're watching carefully, waiting to see which side of the dome it's going to emerge from, you sense something over your shoulder with your passive perception. You look back across. The mask is right there behind you. This shadowy tentacle. How it got there, you're unsure. But it's right over the back of your shoulder, and it's coming towards you rapidly. You get that chance to react to it.
Cool, so I'm going to shoot it. It's going to be fun. We got this. Bam! Oh, is it going to be a good one?
81. Awesome.
That is a 23.
23. You hit this mask. You
Jeepers.
can make a damage roll.
Let's see if I have the correct dice about my person. I do. Bam! That's 7 damage.
7 damage. So you fire this arrow piercing damage, straight into this mask. You see the arrow kind of go right through into it, and for a moment the whole thing opens up, dissipates like smoke, as if you were blowing a ring through the smoke as the arrow passes through. Opens up and it reforms back around this white mask with these 2 missing deep black holes where the eyes should be in this deep open space of a mouth. As you fire at it, it recoils, disappears back down out of sight.
I'm going to check back and see if any of these guys have been tentacled.
Sure. So you can make an investigation roll as they're all around you. They're all sleeping still.
He will not notice. It's a powerful 3.
3.
Oh, not even on the same route.
Yeah. Well, you can't even see Zolan.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where he's gone.
He's gone.
Just so small. The mask has disappeared. The tentacles disappeared.
Cool. I'm going to serve out the rest of my watch.
Okay.
In ignorance and vigilance.
So you can give me one more perception roll.
Oh, jeepers. Turns out I'm very perceptive. That's a 23.
23. Throughout the rest of the evening, that in terms of your watch, you are on high alert, very much wary of whatever this creature might be. You from time to time detect it passing in the distance in various locations over the top of these flat-roofed buildings, but it does not come toward you again in your 4-hour period. You awake Thorinir.
Yeah, he's going to go and nudge Thorinir out of his trance, presumably.
Just one more hour, Mum.
So you wake Thorinir. Nice.
Some things are universal.
Do you relay what you've seen?
Yeah, he's going to do it purely in pantomime. So he's like...
Yes. I don't want to seem stupid in front of the sleeping others, so I pretend I know what he's talking about.
Fine. Yeah. So, Nonus, you settle down.
Yeah, as best you can.
Yeah.
On dry land.
Thorinir, you also keep watch at the top of this flat roof. Would you give me a perception roll, please?
Where's perception on here?
Oh, that's never going to go.
A very perceptive chainsaw. 21.
Nice. 21. The first couple of hours pass without incident. It's dark, very dark now. The night has fallen. The sun has dropped deep over the ridge of the mountain, and it's very dark. You haven't even got moonlight this evening. It's incredibly dark. But you are an elf, and you have good eyes. You keep perceptive. You realise after a couple of hours, you just make out a single halfling. You're not sure if they've been there the whole time, or whether you missed it, or whether it's just something you've spotted and as they've recently arrived. But you see him just stood in the courtyard down beneath you, just standing in one of the north corners, just kind of staring up at you.
Let's check back to make sure it's not Zolan.
It doesn't seem to be.
Yeah, just gonna keep watching. Does it look like it recognises me as a living being?
You give me insight.
Six.
No idea. You only just worked out it's not Zolan.
Gonna just duck down a bit.
Okay.
And just keep an eye.
So are you doing a hide? Are you hiding?
I'm gonna do
Stealth roll?
Do a stealth. 19.
19. You manage to duck down and you feel you've obscured yourself pretty flat to the floor. You've got a little gap that you found just between some of the brickwork at the top there, and you can just kind of keep an eye out at it. As it loses sight of you, you see it just turn away and walk back into one of the side streets out of the main square.
Can I see down that side street?
So you could for a little way, but it disappears back past some buildings.
Okay, I'm going to go back to full alert.
Okay.
Now.
So one more perception roll, please.
Strong. It's another 81.
21.
21.
It's 91, sorry.
As you keep alert for the rest of the evening, again it's getting darker and darker still. At one stage you realise, whether it's the same halfling or not, he stood about 10 feet behind you. Standing there very, very still. He's wearing, you can't make out colour in this light.
Yep.
He's wearing a dark, long shirt that's ill-fitting. He's got 3/4 length bunched up trousers and some smart shoes. And he's just stood on this domed roof next to you. There was no stairwell up to you or anything similar that you're aware of. Incredibly alarming and startling to see him just there behind you. He's probably stood about 5 feet away from where Zolan and Claro are resting.
So
Is
maybe
it closer to them than to me, or?
You're stood just slightly closer to the edge of the wall. They're slightly nearer to the dome. He's kind of stood just behind them, the opposite side of you.
Okay. Who are you? Slightly quieter than that.
You realise very quickly that his face is expressionless. He's staring at you without emotion in any way. And he's just looking at you very, very straight and still. He barely moves.
No tentacles anywhere near him.
Not that you can see, obviously.
Quick look down into the road to see if there's any more of these.
Sure, yeah, give me another perception roll.
Where did that go? 23.
You look back across, a quick scan of the area. You can't see another halfling down there, just this one up here. He looks at you for a moment, turns 90 degrees kind of sharply to his left, towards where the dome is and the hole in the dome, and he just walks slowly, crouches down a little, passes through the hole that you made previously in this wall.
Is it still full of blood?
You don't notice the blood that was there previously. He disappears just slightly out of your eye line as he goes around the corner of this gap.
Okay, I'm going to wake up Zolan.
Uh-oh.
Okay, have you ever met a grumpy gnome before?
That's exactly how I do it,
Yeah.
but without the chainsaw.
Oh, right, we'll just do a fist.
Just like,
Wake up! I'll probably cry. Leave me alone!
shush.
Sorry.
It's a weird halfling.
Super magic.
You should know. No, one of the smart ones. He's gone in the hole.
The hole?
Yeah, maybe we should follow him.
It's the hole big enough for more than little people. I'm going to have a look in the hole. Well, not look in the hole. I'm going to look at the hole.
Yeah, so you can
There's
look
some
at the
glowing eyes. That's what I'm just looking to see if there's any glowing eyes
You look,
from beyond
Sure, give me a perception roll.
the opening, please. No. 13.
The only thing that strikes you is that the blood isn't there. Apart
Still-
from that, it's,
Still tired.
it looks as you would expect it to look. You can't see the halfling.
God, are you sure? The blood's gone.
I'm not overly sure now.
Yeah. Should we have a look? Just have a look in. We're not. Let's not go in. Let's
Right,
just have
I'm
a
gonna
just poke
poke
our
a
head.
head in.
Poke a head in. Yeah.
So Thorinir and Zolan, just poke your head in
Yeah.
and...
At the same time, one's above the other.
Sure.
Wallace is coming in and Zolan's comes from underneath. Out of the way.
Fan art there.
Yeah.
You look in and nothing immediately strikes you about the dome that's unusual in any way, other than there's just no residue. You would not have known that this place was full of blood the previous 7 or 8 hours ago. You look down because you have this hole just below you as well,
Yeah.
and equally you can just about make out that wall where the door, the opposite end to the door as you came in, where the flower was on the wall, but no more than that.
I wonder if Nollis knows this. He didn't say anything. Well, maybe that's what he was trying to say.
What did you say? Gibberish.
I don't know. You know what he's like.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I assume he meant nothing's wrong, everything's fine. But he could have meant all the blood's gone.
Maybe. I would have thought he wouldn't have just left it there. Oh, the blood's gone. I'm going to bed.
You look a mess anyway.
Sorry.
Get some sleep.
Cool.
I'll continue the watch.
I'll try, yeah.
Okay. One more perception roll. You fall back asleep.
I'll go to sleep, yeah.
Zolan.
It's not hard for an old man to go to sleep.
I believe the word is cocked. For that one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh dear. 7.
7. You look. You're tired. You're a little tired. It's been a long watch.
You just make a chicken noise. Can't.
The rest of the watch until you start to see some of your friends just naturally stirring and waking. You've completed your long rests.
Sweet.
It's incredibly dark. Malcolm, as you start to wake, it's pitch black from your perspective.
Of course it is.
You can't see a thing.
Any luck on those night vision goggles?
I need some corrective lenses. If we find any corrective lenses, I can correctly correct the corrective lenses.
Right.
I don't know what you're on about. I feel fine.
It's dark, that's all.
It's dark. It's cold. Maybe you can just about make out the mists aside and this dome right next to you, but your vision is basically absent. But you're
Blood's
rested.
gone.
Yeah.
The blood's gone.
Blood's gone.
Blood is
That's
gone.
not gone.
It is gone. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I'm
Is that
hoping. I'm hoping we can find the key now.
There's a weird little halfling went in there.
Went in there.
Yeah, couldn't find him.
Did you see the mask?
No.
How far in did you go?
The mask came.
All the way in, I was very brave.
Yeah?
What was in there?
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing is in there now.
No. Well, I mean, I didn't go all the way in.
Should we have
Yes.
another check, maybe?
Well, I think I can hopefully try and find the key now.
Okay. I would like to look in and see if I can see the blood.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead.
Yeah, don't you believe me?
It's 22.
Is there any light in there?
You don't see the blood at all. It's an empty dome, as you would expect, as it was before the blood was in there. There's no
Thorinir
light.
wasn't lying as we all expected.
I want to take a look.
The blood's gone.
Well, this is good, but we knew it was an illusion, no? We saw through it. I saw through it the last time.
It was pretty wet.
Felt real.
Illusions often do.
Maybe we were just
Not
sleepy.
so
Sleep
tricksy,
deprived.
not so tricksy. If you were all as powerfully intelligent as I am, then maybe you would have seen through it too.
We could rope down and then we got an escape.
What happens if the room fills up again?
We just escape out the rope.
But the key is in there, no? We think the key is in there.
Yes.
So we will have to go back.
Yes.
Well, hopefully we can locate it.
I'm confident we can. Reap says we can as well. You got no bloody chance of finding that key. That's what I hear in my head.
Norris is going to cast Locate Object.
That's clever.
Which kind of just looks like him arguing with himself. Kind of just having an argument with himself. The bit in particular is... alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a certain type of apparel, jewellery, furniture, tool, or weapon. This spell can't locate an object if any thickness of lead, even a thin sheet, blocks a direct path between you and the object.
Radioactive.
And he's going to look for...
So it has to be a specific item.
Yes. And he's going to look for a key.
A key. So, and how would it appear to you if you located
find the
it?
nearest key.
I was going to
Yeah,
say, yeah.
so it's
the
going
one
to
that
be...
Zolan's carrying.
Don't carry any ideas. It's going to work.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like,
Floats
yeah,
out your
that's-
top
I
pocket.
imagine in his mind it would just be like a blue glow.
Yeah. And it locates...
It's for 10 minutes.
Yeah, so it's any that you find within that period of time.
It's the closest one.
The closest
specifically.
one.
Alternative, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewellery, furniture, tool, or weapon.
Give me your key.
As you cast this spell, this key that they pass to one another.
So then he's just going to swan dive back into the room.
Okay, it just starts to
I
glow,
can't-
this
I can't
key.
go into the room, so I may as well be the one that holds onto the key. Then
Well, I'm hoping the key will win the
Sure,
room.
so you swan dive into the room. Can you give me an acrobatics roll?
Yeah.
As you do so?
Absolutely
You've got about a
fine.
15 foot.
Oh.
You thought it was still full of liquid, didn't
Not
you?
15 foot, it's 10 foot.
That is 12.
12, so you kind of slightly fall to the ground. You just about manage to sort of turn it into a stumbling roll as you hit the floor and don't damage yourself. You land on the floor. You instantly notice the halfling isn't in the centre of the room, who was there previously in the chair. You see the horrific scenes that have been playing out on this wall are not there. It's this nice floral scene again all around. You've got these 4 sort of flower troughs or flower pots around the room with these sweet smelling flowers there again, and this large central red dahlia flower that's the opposite side to the main entrance. The door has returned to this room, where it had once disappeared. Nothing glows in here.
I'm going to shout back out to everyone else. Like, I cannot sense any kind of key in here. Can't sense a key in here.
I'll send in Reap, so he'll close his eyes and take over Reap and be like, "Take me in, Reap," and just fly him down in.
Sure.
So Reap will fly around the edge of the room and roll his perception.
See if you could find any other rooms.
What's he looking for?
He is looking for a key or doors,
Will that be an investigation,
perhaps.
Yeah, investigation.
Cool. I get
Can I
advantage
still sense the
on
other key?
wisdom perception-based checks.
If
He now holds
You're
the
starting
key.
to glow.
It'll be the closest object.
I'm
Yeah,
on
so
the roof.
so this
Do you have
to
to
see it?
all glowing blue?
No.
No, so you are aware.
Unless it's only if it's encased in lead. I can't see it.
Sure. So you are aware from where you are that the nearest key to you is the key that now Malkin is holding.
There's not in here.
So Reap's flying around, but you've got perception 10.
Sure. As
Could be
your
better.
investigation.
Yes.
He's searching around. There's no obvious additional door.
What does it look like from above?
You
And
can,
if we know there's nothing if we're on top, like we can get an idea of the rest of the building. When we're on the roof, do we see extra buildings attached to what we're on that seem to be a part
so
of
you
this?
are this main central. You can see that the room that's beneath you reflects the exterior of the building that you would expect from your
Okay, yeah.
location. Previously, before you entered this area, it looked like the building was wider than it was, but actually a lot of that was kind of fake facade and exterior walls and the like that aren't actually part of the main compound.
Can you see any
Yeah.
trapdoors, any
No.
secret rooms, anything?
I can see a room.
This is the bright pools, yeah?
I do not know. Why would I know?
I remember we asked the sign, didn't we?
Are you talking down through the hole? Is this the bright pool?
Norris is going to see me track this halfling. He's looking for anything that might dictate a halfling having left or been around.
So if you would like to
It
give
might be
me
completely spectral, in which case No, but he's going to try.
Yeah, if you'd like to give me a survival roll. I do have tracking DC on here.
A 15.
A 15. On the bare stone that's beneath you, it's incredibly hard to track. Whilst you think you're reasonably proficient a tracker, it's so hard to track on this material.
Looks like we
Again,
will
the
not be
only
able to
thing
find
that
him.
struck you at all in any way about any of the stone was near this flower. There were scrape marks on both the ceiling, which you destroyed, and the floor, which indicate some scuffing.
He's going to head over there. There's something over here. It looks like something around here has moved. And then he's just going to look at it and be like, I'm probably going to need some help with this. Engineering is not exactly my strong suit. But then he's just going to start like pulling bits of the flower.
Sure. So if you'd like to make an investigation roll.
Reap is definitely on your shoulder.
You turn on the light.
You're
Come down
going
and
to
join
aid me.
Yeah, he can aid you. Hoard.
Does that give me advantage or do we both roll off?
Need advantage if you're both doing it.
Bam. Bam.
13.
Have to
Good
do
save.
12.
Bam.
You find this owl more helpful than Clara. Hoard.
If you turn on the light, I can come down and join you.
As you're feeling this wall, you find just a little part of this very, very centre of this flower where the black pollinated area of it is, and you feel a particularly loose stone or brick there. As you pull it,
It's full of spiders.
Bees.
Horse.
it's actually a hatch sound effect. It was quite horse-like, I agree. As you pull it,
Hatch open rather than hatching.
Yeah.
That's good.
as you pull it, pull out this central part of the flower, this whole central pollinated area of the flower. You're very close when you're investigating previously. Pulls away, and as you pull it outwards, it comes out. It protrudes half a foot from the wall, and as it does so, this large scraping sound. You step backwards.
Something's happening!
As this large two parts of a stone door scrape open against the floor, creating this scrape against the stone,
Nice.
which you discovered previously.
He's going to cast
And-
a light on his shield.
Sure.
On the shield with the gold hand of destiny.
Okay. Yeah. You still don't know if you
I
still.
did not.
Yeah, have
do
no idea
anything
what
with
that does. Yeah.
Which is what I was supposed to do while I was resting.
You,
Probably going to be fine.
you-
Definitely not cursed.
this
Not
light brightens
Halloween.
up. You start to see this blue glow, Malcolm, from inside as your eyes adjust. You've got a little bit of blue vision around you in these. This 20 foot radius, isn't it? I believe, knowledge.
Hard pass. I'll get back to
I
you.
think it is.
What's down there?
As you stare into the space, the expanse beyond this, it looks like there's a stairwell down.
He's going to relay this back. There's a stairway down. We should go down here. We should find out what is down in the bowels of this building. It can only be good.
Absolutely. Can only be good.
Should we head on
I'll
down?
drop
Yeah. Malcolm, can you
It's a 20-foot radius, then dim light for another 20 foot after that.
Okay.
can you give me your shoulders to shimmy down?
If you like.
Thank you.
Reap just turns
I
into a
will-
regular owl at this point.
Well, yeah. Well, he always looks the same when he's taken over, so he's just you don't notice through.
I'll lower him down to the ground.
He's just like, "What?"
So all of you made it down to the floor. Yeah.
Someone catch
So you're
me.
back in that initial
I'll catch
room. The horrifying
I'll
blood
drop you.
room.
Cannonball!
And you will see the stone door where once the flower had been that is opened from this secret brick that you've pulled away.
What did you do, Nollis? How did you do this?
I found it using my expert blend of survival technique and intellect.
You pulled everything until something worked.
Yes, and the owl pointed towards the thing, and I pulled the thing, and the
Excellent.
thing opened.
He's far smarter than I am.
One day he may overthrow you.
Looks at that owl. Owl looks at him.
He is
A
strong.
moment passes between you.
He is a strong companion.
Yeah. He's right, don't you know?
I wish we could hear it.
Yeah.
You see this blue glow descends into this stairwell, which is clearly very, very dark. However, there's just a little bit of a dim light that you can detect. There's a little yellow warmth just coming from the bottom, so it's not as pitch black as the room was previously. But it's a reasonably long staircase.
Because I can't see down there very well.
Nice is going to pull out his rapier and just march down, shield and rapier drawn,
Fine,
ready to stab a thing.
Behind the shield.
I'll follow behind him
sure.
with my staff out ready.
Clara will take third place.
My staff out ready.
I'll take the rear.
Let's go. Ooh,
It's in the middle.
You coming with us, so?
Mickey in the middle.
So the group of you head down the
Where's your
stairwell.
beard?
It's very itchy.
It's
This isn't itchy at all. all this is flying.
I'm so cool in
I can
this.
actually hear you losing weight just sitting there.
Leaking out.
you realise the stairwell has been carved into the rock. There's some smooth, well constructed stairs that you descend down. There's a slight echo with each footprint, with each footstep.
That was my last character.
As you head down the stairs.
Stone cutting.
As you get closer to the bottom of the stairwell, there's probably about 30 stairs. As you get closer to the bottom, you'd see this flickering orange light coming from, not in front of you, it seems to be somewhere behind the stairwell. It looks like the stairwell kind of arrow angles around to the left and to the right and kind of probably back on itself. There seems to be a room behind the stairwell. You're not coming out into a corridor forwards. As you look down there, you start to hear these noises which are tricky to describe. There's a slight liquid sound, the sound of maybe a pool or something similar, and you also have you can hear a flickering fire-like sound, kind of a slight crackle.
Noris is going to turn the light off on his shield. He's
Okay.
quite vigorously shaking it.
Sure.
Then he's going to try and mute his...
Everything just goes pitch black for you, Malcolm.
Well, no, because you can see the light of her head, right?
Well, virtually pitch black, yeah. It's very, very... immediately in front of you is pitch black, but then you've got this flickering... It's very, very dim light.
Oh, right,
this flickering dim light forward. So it is dim light at the moment.
It's dim light,
Yeah.
so not so you're not going to fall on your face.
No, but it's quite dark where you are.
Cool. And then he's going to try and muffle his footsteps a little bit. To mask
Okay, so give
his
me a stealth
approach.
roll.
Yeah! That is a 21.
Wow.
So you manage, even with all your armour and your shield, you manage to
Wearing medium armour, baby.
quietly
Loosey goose.
Quietly
I should
descend.
stealth as well.
Sure. So anyone who wants to stealth can roll stealth.
I'm going to stop.
Ah!
19.
Boo!
You have to put the beard on now.
Put on the beard!
Party foul!
I think I'm going to die in there. It's so hot.
Bless you.
I'm just cooling down.
Just cooling on down.
Are we going to let Nollis go on his own?
Yeah.
I'm 19 on my stealth, so I can go with him.
I'm going to stop. I'm not going to risk
I think the three of us
messing
should
the stealth
hold
up.
Yeah, I'm at the back. I'm just facing the other way.
How far's the fire?
Just like,
Well, this is flickering
You
light that
don't
we're
know. It's
seeing?
behind. It's not in front of you.
Oh,
It
okay.
seems to be coming from another part of whatever room you're walking
Just
into.
use the safe word if you want us to come down.
Banana.
Banana.
Banana, blue banana.
So
How
you.
can it's so out of character of you? Go.
So
the
who's?
madness is going.
So who's in the room? Who's in
So
the
I'm
stairwell?
sneaking in, you're
I'm
sneaking in,
sneaking in.
those three are holding behind.
So you're just kind of on the stairwell near the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Guarding our escape.
Fine.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm waiting for more halflings to be drawn here.
Oh.
So you head.
I'm still detecting for keys, by the way, which I currently can see is Erland.
I'll always show the nearest one.
I'll give the key back to Zolan.
So
I'll hand the key back to Zolan.
So it'll always show the nearest one. Is that correct?
Yes.
It doesn't have to be the same key. It will just show.
Yeah, just show the
The
nearest
nearest key.
Nearest key.
It's in.
Doesn't
At
matter
any
what it
time.
is, just any key that's
Swallow
close.
that for
Sure.
safe keep fake. Fake
So
it.
Zolan currently has this key.
For 10 minutes.
Not a pocket there at all. Because they're always
Not actually.
they're usually thrown up.
Yeah, so no.
As you step down into the floor of this stairwell, you see this stone floor in front of you, and this much larger, taller room than where you were previously. There's a steam, or maybe a smoke, in the room. Perhaps
Maybe a
both.
fog.
Dry ice.
Miss?
The room,
Right, Matthew.
Cobwebs?
the room is about 25-30 feet high, and the first thing that kind of strikes your attention is to the left of you as you enter the room. It's this bright green water down there. You can't make out the colour exactly in this area, but you can see this flickering light. It's not glowing, so it looks grey to you, but you see it as this kind of bright green colour to your left-hand side, and then to your right-hand side, as you're entering, you're seeing like this vivid purple coloured water, liquid in it. It's slightly dropped maybe a foot or so from the ground level, so it seems like this liquid is held in a large stone pool.
It's dropping it.
The liquid is in it, like a pool, yes, stationary.
How far away
within
am I
it.
from?
You are round about 20 feet from your location. It looks like this hut, width-wise, it looks about 100 feet wide, and it all seems pointed. So as you look ahead of you, it doesn't look to be at one flat side of a room. It seems like the walls angle and meet at about a 30-degree angle in front of you.
And
You can very much see, as you look across to the left and to the right, you haven't got the view kind of the rest of the room behind you, but you can see flickering from some sort of fire source nearish to your location, but it's not bright enough that you can particularly see very well.
Nolus, being underground, is feeling a little bit edgy. He's going to look around for anything that might be a trap.
Sure.
He'll look around for traps.
So give me an investigation roll, please.
Investigation or survival?
If you would like to, you can give me a survival roll if you're looking for survival type traps.
I'd very much like to survive.
Okay, fine.
Rather than investigate.
Okay, fine.
It's not great anyway. It's 12.
Should have investigated.
Would have been
Much better. There's nothing immediately in your vicinity that resembles a trap.
Nolus is going to sneak over to the nearest one of these big stone containers.
Sure, so they're sort of equidistant. You could shoot either side. You've got the green onto your left.
Lime
and
green. Always
the
lime green.
Purple to your right. So you look to the left-hand side and you walk past this stairwell, which you can see is sort of... It's clearly kind of in the centre of a room. You can see a stairwell that's built up, but you could walk right round it from this lower part of the floor. As you look to the
the stairwell goes up somewhere else.
So the stairwell where you've come from,
yes,
it takes you back to the main room. You've come down to this
gotcha.
other room,
Gotcha.
and you're sort of coming out in almost not the very centre of this room, but you could walk right round this floor as the stairwell ascends up. As you look to your left-hand side, you realise pretty quickly that there is a halfling within about 25 feet of your location. He's holding a long stick, sort of in some ways like Malcolm's quarterstaff. As if you're going around with him as well, you see this, but not quite as well. You have to squint a little in the darkness. And he's got this large stick, and he's just mixing this water. He's just kind of in this pool, or next to this pool, on the edge, just with this long stick, both hands, mixing this water, not paying you any attention. You also notice around him there seem to be kind of racks of sorts, and there's something hanging on the rack, sort of a cloth or a fabric or something. You also realise as you look around and you just come a bit closer to this pool that there's the fire source seems to be a sort of like a furnace or a fire of sorts that's right next to this water, and in some way that seems to be connected to this pool, as if it were heating it. That emits bright light for about 10 feet, around it. So as you look, Malcolm, you can see for the first time the bright colour of this pool. There's other adornments around the room. You see some other of these sticks that are held up on racks around the room.
Okay. It's just this one guy.
You can just see this one halfling.
Okay.
The room kind of angles out again a little way. Seem to open up to this kind of larger expanse, and clearly there's more room. There's not a wall just there. There seems to be quite a large room as you're walking around.
Nollis is gonna stealthily sheath his rapier, pull out the polished knife that he got in the last town, go up close behind this halfling, and he's going to attempt to grab him by the mouth and just put the blade to his neck and lift him up.
Sure.
Just kind of like, not kill him, but like pull him away from what he's doing and just hold him.
Sure. So if you'd like to give me a stealth roll as you're doing that, what are you doing, Malcolm, at the same time?
I'll just hang back at the moment.
I'm going to do it with...
Are you guys doing anything?
Doing.
We're discussing whether we think that Nollis is going to make any bad decisions down there.
I don't know. Are you watching this, or are you?
Oh, it's not good.
But we're on the
No,
stairs.
you're just on the stairs.
I'm just waiting for
It's an awkward silence. Just
help.
what do you do in your spare time?
Cuts bodies
I'm
up.
sorry I asked.
Sometimes it's him.
What was that wrong?
It's 12.
12. So as you walk round sort of from the north side, closest to the wall, the stairs, as you come out, you're facing, to the south side. You're facing the south side of this room, for purposes of description. So you walk around the south side, the furnace is sort of on the north side of this pool. You walk around the south side, he is on the east side. You come up behind him, and sneak up behind him and kind of hold this knife to him. He stops stirring as you do so. You obviously crouch down. You're
Just
about
to
half
cover
your
his
size.
mouth specifically. I'm not sure if that worked, but that was...
Sure, yeah, so you've kind of got your hand
Stop
over his mouth. He doesn't seem to react particularly. You also, as you're doing, as the angle you have on the room now, you can see a lot more of the room as you look to the north
whole
side.
crowd of halflings.
Hundreds
of halflings.
You see
Staring
falling
away,
from the
eating breakfast.
You to the north side, you see another pool right next to you, and the whole room, as you now have vision out across this room pretty well. Your dark vision extends how far?
Pass.
60 feet, I believe.
6
Yeah.
feet.
Is it
Like
60
right
feet?
Feet maybe of like good vision.
And then after that, it's dim.
60 foot.
Well,
Yeah.
Thank you.
60 feet, and then the rest is dim
60
light.
foot.
Yeah. So you, 60 feet in front of you, you can see. It's not pitch black in here, but it's very, very dim in this area. Apart from you see these 5 like hot spots of bright light, and they all seem to be emanating from these furnaces.
Okay.
They seem to be feeding 5 different pools. You have each of these colours of these different, matching the different colours of flowers you've seen previously. The purple, red, yellow, green and blue pools around this pentagonal room. It's an elongated pentagonal room, so it's narrower than it is long. It's about 100 feet east to west, about 150 feet south to north. The stairwell emerges pretty much at the very, very south of the room, but the stairs emerge to the south, so facing away from everywhere.
Okay.
You notice others of these racks. You can also see a couple of others, 3, as you peer around back across. Other halflings also stirring in some of these other pools. They all seem to be doing very, very similar motions. Stood in the very centre of this pentagon, the sort of walkways in between each one. So if you imagine a sort of 5-pointed star, you've got these thin or these narrow walkways between each one of these pools, and then there's a walkway right around to the outside of it all as well. You've got these, and each pool is a sort of pentagon itself. You've got these 5 pentagonal pools around this pentagonal room, with these walkways and this walkway right around the edge.
What shape do you reckon the room is?
Square, most probably.
Square, probably.
It's got to be square.
Most
Bear
probably,
with extra
yeah.
bits.
Interestingly, it's a different shape entirely to the room above it.
I'm pretty sure it's square.
In the centre is a halfling that's wearing a kind of a tight, looks like a scale, or maybe a a plate mail or something similar in the centre of the room. He's carrying a very thin stick. It's not like one of these large mixing sticks. It's like a thin. It's almost like a horse whip or something of that nature.
Okay.
You've also got these sort of elongated. What's the word? Sort of pantaloons almost with these broad thigh. Girthy thigh parts and the much narrower, tighter cloth around the shins, so they're sort of
Shakespeare
blooming.
trousers.
Yeah, exactly. Blooming. I don't know what the word is for those.
Sexy trousers.
Sort of sexy trousers. They're sort of
He's wearing tight-fitting clothing and has a riding crop.
ballooning out. He's got these boots that are sort of straps that go up wrapped around his leg, and then he's got these this large.
Starting to figure out what's going on here.
This large.
And you have a flogger, did you say?
It seems something of that nature. You can't see this at the moment. He's got
I'm
this.
imagining
Cover the
it.
guy's
He's
mouth
got
because
this, like-
he's wearing a ball gown.
Yeah, he's got this large sort of gauntlet in his right hand. It looks, the best way to describe it is sort of like the type of
He's going, oh yeah.
sort of like the type of glove like someone might wear for falconry or something like that. A big
leather
glove.
as well.
He's got brown hair that's pretty well kempt, and this brown sort of chin strap, thick brown beard that goes right the way around. He's a halfling. And he's just stood in the very, very centre of this room.
Doesn't seem to be doing anything.
He is currently facing generally towards you, but not actually directly engaging you or looking at you.
Does he appear to have even noticed that we're here?
You can give me an insight roll
Hello, Dave.
Probably
with disadvantage because
disadvantage.
for Malcolm. 'cause
I'd
it's-
probably be helping it. Well, I suppose you can't really talk, can we? So.
yeah.
That's 9 insight, was it? 11.
Oh, banana spider.
Oh lord.
I mean, he can clearly see you,
But he's not made any.
but he's not. Well, assuming he's not blind, but he's not.
Wow.
Oh yes.
It's too hot.
Oh yes. That's quite appealing.
Nice.
Lose a point of inspiration.
Ah.
Got having puns on the table.
So you can clearly, you're in his eye line, and there's no way he couldn't have seen you
Right.
if he was looking. At you.
I've still got this half of the blade stories. He seems to be resisting in any way. I suppose he's just kind of limp.
He's stood there. He's not limp, but he's
Most of them.
all he's done. He's pretty much held his exact same posture. He's just stopped stirring.
But the rest of them are still stirring. They're just getting on with business. He's Nollis is gonna whisper to you and say, "This would probably be a good time to get the others."
Okay. I'll scuttle back and relay to the others what is going on.
Okay. He passes this on to you guys at the
What
bottom
if
of the
it's a
stairs.
round room, guys?
The round room?
What if it's a round room?
Why would you make a room round?
Well, there's the dome on the ceiling. It could be round.
Oh, that's reasonable.
Wait,
Oh.
Malcolm's turned up.
Malcolm's coming.
You can't arrange furniture in a round
Malcolm,
room.
is
It'd
it
be terrible.
square or is it round down there?
Just to point out, Nollis as a reaction, if the guy in the middle looks like he's going to perform a violent action towards himself or any of these guys, he's going to cut the guy's throat that he's holding.
Okay.
So I will explain what I've been able to see in the other room.
Pentagon?
What do you mean 5 sides?
I think it's got 5 sides.
Well, that's impractical to
Roundish.
produce.
Round-ish.
And they dug it out like that.
Apparently so.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
Giant.
And you want our help down there?
I think we could be in a situation fairly soon.
How can you
Nollis
even
is
see us?
Nollis is in there on his own.
How do you know it's us?
Ah.
Couldn't be anybody else, let's be honest.
Okay, let's head on down. And if you want to, so then you can stay up here if you want.
Oh, come down.
Okay.
So you'll head down into this room. Similar experiences. You see this green pool to your left-hand side, and as you walk around, you see all these other colours of pools in this pentagonal shape. You notice Nollis straight away holding this halfling by the throat with this shiny silver knife. This humid air and this sort of steam that seems to now clearly be emanating from these pools, and a little bit of smoke that's coming from these furnaces. And you also see this dim flicker from the firelight.
I guess Zolan to pull a knife out. It looks like there's potentially combat. Pulling a hand axe out.
We could just say hi.
He's got a halfling by the throat with a knife. Doesn't look like a friendly situation.
That's pretty common for Nollis.
Hi, I'm Wenton.
See?
Hello, Wenton.
The man stood in the middle. As you start talking, he responds.
Been looking for you, Wenton.
Doesn't it smell wonderful?
Delightful.
What does it smell like?
Did I notice you had a key before these guys came down?
No, you were, even if he did have, you were still closer to Zolan from your location. He's in the realms about 40 or 50 feet away from your position. What does it smell like? It smells. So you can give me a perception roll if you'd like.
Fine.
Fine. It's pretty easy to smell.
You don't smell anything
It smells very, very floral, similarly to previous smells, but this steaminess slightly sort of warms your nostrils, like if you're in a sauna or something like that.
It's horrible.
Just slightly.
I'll be honest, Wenton, I'm not a big fan of the floralness.
So colourful.
It smells
Smells
colourful.
colourful.
Yeah, it really invigorates the mind.
Snap. Okay. I think this is one for you, Zolan.
I want to ask you a question, Wenton. Do you still have your sanity?
Void?
Well, that answers that then.
He's not here.
No.
Nobody mentioned void.
No, yeah.
Don't leave.
What? Wait, what?
My workers, they're weary.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Why a pentagon?
I need more bodies
Oh, I really don't like the sound of that.
to tend to the bright pools.
Alkan is preparing his staff. If anybody comes within staffing distance, he will staff them.
Staff.
Within 1 unit of stuff.
Staff
Yeah.
party. Welcome to the staff room. Oh!
Yeah.
Roll initiative.
Do I get to cut this guy's throat?
This banana means business.
The second. So the reason you're rolling initiative is as you're kind of responding and feeling unnerved by this, you see Wenton's body just start to break and twist and recoil, and you see it starting to turn and warp.
Badger.
At that point, you go to slit his throat. So just give me an attack roll with advantage.
Why is everyone a bastard who speaks common in this city?
Oh yeah, we could hear him.
16.
16. So that will hit.
Oh, super magic wasn't it? Wow.
True.
There's actually only
No, I'll
5
take that
piercing
statement back
damage
then.
to the side of the neck.
Solid. Yeah,
Gent.
5
It was a
in,
fucking
5
leg.
piercing damage in the side of the neck. You should get some sort of bonus for that.
Yeah.
He
So
did literally have hold of him by the neck.
that is fair. but
Could
you've
be a
got advantage.
civilian.
It is unfortunately a trait of the rogue, though, so it'd be unfair of me to give double damage for sneak attack.
True.
Yeah.
Double
On a measly cleric.
Measly.
Okay.
Regardless of how stealthy he is.
Yeah.
It's literally called stealth attack.
Wait until I drop a level and
Sneak
rogue
attack.
just to pick
Oh,
up sneak
that's
attack.
Okay. So you did 5 damage. You said.
Yes.
I hope you do.
I presume at this point I'm still holding on to him, so maybe he's grappled, maybe he's not. It's your call. Maybe he weasels away, stab him in the side of the neck.
Sure. Yeah. I'm happy that you're grabbing him from where you were. So you've got him grappled and you've given him 5 damage as you try and slice into him. But you feel him tense up and react as you do so. He's not just letting you do it, hence why you weren't able to kill him straight away. So can you give me your
That would have been
initiative?
worse though if he wasn't resisting and I just cut his throat.
Just looking at
Okay, can everyone please give me
Before you go.
initiative? Claro.
19.
19 Zolan.
18.
Thornier.
7.
Nollis.
I'm feeling 22.
Oh, nice.
Love Tato.
Everything's gonna be alright. We're gonna start
Malcolm.
a hustling
More
in the
songs
neck.
than Africa?
17.
Fair enough.
I can't hear you because of all the jovialness over here. So jovial. Oh, and yes, good lord. Good point. Plus Dex 9 for
A chicken doing owl impressions.
reap.
That's impressive.
Okay.
An impressionist chicken.
Right, so, thank you. First of all, from the west, next to the purple pool, which is in the southwest. So just for reference, in case any of you want it, the southeast pool is green, the southwest pool is purple.
Oh dear.
the-
That means that this is important. Somebody take notes.
Oh, wait.
Throw a map! Throw a map!
Somebody take notes. Somebody take notes.
Wait.
In the
South,
last
south,
campaign,
south-
I used to draw maps. It was really useful.
southeast is blue.
We needed cartography in that.
Southeast is green,
Listen,
that's the one you're all
listen.
stood right next to.
I've already written it down.
Southeast is
Southwest is
Quickly,
purple.
quickly, we need
Yeah.
to know this!
East is yellow.
Probably.
West is red. And north is blue. And they're the kind of 5 points of this elongated room.
You can make a basic assumption right now that Nollis doesn't fully understand colours.
East
I'm
was
sorry,
yellow.
sir, apparently.
Yeah.
and then
All I
north
can
is
see is
blue.
grey. Let me put some lights on.
Oh, you've come as Scottish noise.
Okay. This creature's still kind of
Long
morphing.
lost brother from up north.
Morphing in the centre of the room. There's a halfling that emerges from the purple pool in the southwest.
From the pool.
Next from
Oh, right.
from the
Jeez.
where he was stirring the pool on the southwest side of the pool.
She's up out of the water.
As he starts walking towards you and this creature is morphing, it seems the entire room is morphing with him. It's not just
Yeah.
him by himself.
Oh.
Suddenly this stairwell that was once there is turned into
Snakes.
a large, pale, transparent conch, just like the one that you saw at Weirdwit.
Oh snap!
These pools that are all around you still retain their colour, but you are within this cavern from... It looks exactly like Weirdwit, other than these pools in these different areas.
Right in the fields.
Suddenly feels so at home and nice. It's so comforting.
Temporarily, as a halfling runs towards you, wielding this dagger that it pulls from its right-hand pocket. It seems its whole demeanour changes. It no longer looks cold and dead. There's a ferocity in its face, and it runs towards you. This room, remember, is about 100 foot wide. It's coming from almost the extremity of that southwest corner.
Any time it
boss
gets to
does
us, it's
initiative.
exhausted.
You must have got like 30 initiative.
We got a tolerance on 100 foot,
It's
plus or minus.
plus or minus 10. Yeah, it is.
The local engineer.
It runs straight up to pretty much what. So the only other difference is this conch isn't in the very centre like it was in Weirdwit. It's exactly where that stairwell was. The nearest to the stairwell, kind of you, Thorinir, and yourself, Zolan. Who was ahead of the two of you? It was you, Zolan, wasn't it?
I was ahead, yeah.
This halfling takes its dagger, you being the closest to it, and it just throws it from about 10 feet. 15 feet away from
went
you,
past me.
and it's trying to do a ranged attack with its dagger.
Bring it on, you little bitch.
Point of interest.
Yes.
Am I, as I had a reaction prepared, am I within...
What, remind me of your specific reaction. It was
I had
Anything came
Staff, anyone.
if anything attacked, basically.
within melee
Within
range. Did you say
staffing distance.
within staffing
Within
distance?
staffing distance.
It's not within staffing
Oh,
distance.
bastard.
Yeah.
It hasn't got reach.
Oh, burgers.
You throw it.
You haven't
You,
got reach with a staff.
even if it was
what
10
I'm
foot,
trying-
it wouldn't
'cause
quite be
I've
fine.
got my
It's not a pike.
my deflect missile. I was just wondering if I could.
Sure. If
think you'll find
you
out
wouldn't,
what
I think
your
you have to be a
specific
little bit.
reaction.
That's true. Yeah, you'll find with reactions as we get further on in the
Reaction to
campaign.
deflect or catch a missile. It says.
With how close you got to be to the.
The fans love it when we discuss
Yeah.
this.
Hit by ranged weapon attack, reduce the damage.
Get the book out. Come on.
Yeah,
Let's
good
have a
idea.
look.
Yeah,
Would
it's,
you like
it's
a
your
lemon
call.
Yeah, you're around 15 feet from Zolan's location, so I think you're too close. I think it's got to be within your
Let him
5
take
foot
it. He's tough.
range.
You can't touch this anyway.
You're bounce off the beard.
It was a 15 to hit.
It did it, yeah. It does
So
so,
much
yeah.
for the
That's
beard.
not funny.
Okay, 15 to hit. It is going to
Got more than
send
me.
It's only 1d4, it's alright.
It's
Oh,
only
it's
4
majority.
piercing damage. It only hit, kind of scraped you on the side of your arm.
Ventricle.
Definitely his clavicle.
Side of your arm.
Definitely
Yeah,
scraped your clavicle.
it was quite a severe scrape thing.
I haven't even had
Incredibly
breakfast.
painful.
I'm pissed
Got
me
you
off.
Slashes you right down kind of where your elbow is.
Annoyed. I
Sweetness.
haven't had my porridge yet.
Ran towards you.
And I've been
The-
stabbed.
The halfling which you're holding right now, it reaches down. You have him grappled rather than restrained. He reaches down into. He can't move, but he can take his action. He's moving down, and he's drawing a knife that's from his side. Does he get disadvantage on grapple?
Don't think he does.
He does
We
not.
handled a previous argument.
He does
about
not. Yeah. So he's going to reach down, and he's just turning and stabbing it, or attempting
Oh.
to, in your belly.
it. Belly is still
14.
Are you going
Total miss.
No, not enough.
right in the leathers.
Yeah, it just
Right in the
hits
scale
you
mail.
straight into the scale mail.
Yeah.
You feel
Prepare for that gut knife.
yeah, you feel the pressure, but it doesn't do any damage to you. At this point,
Right in the scale, mate.
the Nollis.
Cool. I'm gonna push this guy forward and drown him in the green.
Okay. So if you'd like to make your shove attack,
I'm kind of like holding him in. So it's just like a shove, like a strength.
so
check,
you're trying to drown him basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold
Yeah,
him.
so you're
under-
going to try and
till
hold him
bubble
underneath.
stuff.
Yeah, so let's do athletics against his acrobatics. He tries to weasel away from you.
That's a 20.
14.
Yeah.
So you are successful. There's no kind of advantage or disadvantage for being grappled. It's crazy. You are successful, so you manage to just hold him, take his neck,
Because I'm
and just
freakishly tall as well.
Yeah,
so it's
and
probably like lifted up his feet and then just dumped him
from
around.
behind, just pin him. He kind of lets go of this pole that sort of falls into this pool. You can see the pool's deep, and because the pole kind of virtually disappears as it falls in, and you have his neck over this bright green pool here in Weirdwit, and yes, he is held underwater, and you would imagine cannot breathe currently.
Cool. I can't move or anything. Can I stab him in the back for good measure?
Your action was to hold him under.
Yes, that's all I'm going to do.
That's what you can do.
Yeah,
Clary.
I'm really clobber this guy.
We're in the dark, aren't we? It's very dark.
You are, so you've got it's dim light where you are, which turns into bright light if you've got dark vision.
And have I got a halfling within 30 foot of me?
You have, so you actually have both the one that's come and run and thrown its knife at Zolan, and you've also got the one that's currently being held underwater
Cool.
by Nollis.
I'll go for the knifey one. He's going to run over to him. He's like, "Not my friend Zolan!" And he's going to put his hand out to the side, and a skeletal arm will appear from the darkness
Close
and
one.
hand him his shadow blade, and he just grabs it off him, and then he's going to slash him with the shadow blade. He gets advantage because we're in dim light.
Nice.
Oh.
It's a shadow blade.
I'll see it.
No. It's going to be 19 to hit.
19 is going to hit, yes.
Oh, hang on, is it? 18 to hit.
That's
I believe,
enough.
because it's my attack bonus. No, it's my spell DC modifier. It's 19. Yeah, cool. Going to take 2d8 psychic damage.
Oh.
8. 9. 9 damage.
9 damage, so you take that one.
Do you not get like attack bonus on that? 'Cause it's a spell, like.
Because it's a spell, yeah, it's just 2d8. Because it doesn't physically exist, it's
Yeah.
a magical weapon.
So 9 damage,
You
which,
kids watching at home, this
Yeah.
is apple juice.
as you strike it with the shadow blade right through its chest, you see it actually show emotion and kind of recoil in pain and lets out a wheezing sound as you strike it across the chest. It's knocked backwards, clearly in a lot of pain.
Cool. Take that!
Excellent.
Worst reply ever.
If that's you finished,
Such a hellish rebuke.
yeah, it is. Then we have Zolan.
If I got the dagger stuck in me,
You
I'm on the floor. It doesn't matter. I want to pick it up and throw it back at him.
okay? Yeah.
Basically,
You
is
can
it
do
in? Am I pulling it out of the part of my body?
No, it's
or
just going to fall
on the
slightly
floor?
behind you. It's hit up against the shell of Weirdwit.
I'm gonna go and get it.
Get him.
Get it. I'm throwing it straight back at him.
Okay, how's your proficiency with daggers? Are you alright with them? Probably are.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
everyone is with the dagger, right? Yeah.
I believe so. Please go ahead.
Fire! Strong 10.
A 10.
Yeah.
That is not going to hit. You throw that past him to the side, and it just hits it against the back of the room, which is about 15 feet behind him.
I'm hungry still.
And just
Just a problem.
ting, 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 drops
Distracted.
onto the floor.
Go Elizabeth to acidic spittle him.
Okay.
Nice.
If you can.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
She has weird little mouth. It's like a little vomit.
So she
projectile.
runs up next to him.
Bead. It's actually a ranged attack.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What's the distance?
I believe 30 foot. Let me double check that.
So you're well within range.
Let me double check that. I'll roll while I gotta read. What was Mini Elizabeth's? It was a 14, so that was a 18 to hit. Mini Liz.
An 18 will hit.
18 will hit.
She's got dark vision, I'm assuming. Or aversion.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yeah, she's on it. She ain't messing about. 1d6 plus 2. Big 4 dips. 4 dips, yeah.
4 damage.
Woo! Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Dips.
Technically not DPS because
yeah,
it takes
just a
over
single.
6 seconds.
Yeah.
DP6S.
Yeah.
Alright.
CP6.
Dips and S, alright.
So you hit, you strike this creature. Elizabeth fires this acidic spittle into this creature, right into the wound that was created by the shadow blade. And as it does so, it starts to kind of bubble, and you see it suffering, fall into the ground, clutching its chest in pain, and falls into a ball on the ground.
Sorry for it.
Looks to have died.
Yeah, 30 foot range, just double check, yeah, 30 foot.
Okay. After you, Zolan, if that's you finished, unless you would like to move anywhere.
Who's the next assailant in this room?
The next one that's clearly visible to you is the one that Nollis
How far?
is holding underwater. From your
a pair of feet.
location, he is around about 35 feet just to your east.
I'll head
The
up.
other side of the pool.
Oh yeah, I'll come round.
Yeah, so you're gonna
Why
go
not?
around the kind of south
Yeah.
side or the north side of the pool. The north side's kind of where the furnace is, and closer to Wenton in the centre.
South side, please.
The south side.
Stay away from
Fine.
Big Daddy.
Your 25 movement, is that right?
That is correct.
Cool. So you get kind of pretty much to the southwest corner of that green pool. And,
Cool.
Yeah. So Nollis is on the east side of the pool, holding him underwater. All right. Do it. Malcolm.
How
Star
far
Wars.
away is the halfling
Palpatine.
middle?
The halfling from you in the middle is kind of partly obscured by the shell of Weirdwit. He's kind of on the north side of it. You can see about half his body from
I
your
can see
particular location. He is 10, 20, he's about 45 feet from your location.
So I'm going to run up so that I'm about 15 feet away from him.
Sure. Remember, as you do so, you're actually now in a bright light at this point because you're close enough to the furnace that you're right between him and the furnace to that green pool. And it's just illuminated this area a little bit. He's still morphing and twisting and turning into something.
Right. Well, I'm going to get up to about 15 foot away from him and blast him with my radiant sunbolt.
Okay.
So as I'm running, I'm sort of winding my arms up, and as I get close to him, it's just like boom. Now that's that's 10 to hit.
10 to hit. 10 is not going to do it.
Well, I can follow it up with a second attack.
Okay.
Oh, for heaven's sake, that's 11 to hit.
11 to hit is, I'm afraid, not going to do it.
And I'm going to expend a key
Yeah.
to do a follow-up.
You were looking for a key.
Oh, at last. That's 20, not natural.
20 is going to hit. Yes, absolutely.
Right. So D4 damage. Not very powerful.
Do it.
That is 2 radiant damage.
2 radiant damage.
Oops.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Radiant damage, that could be good.
So after you, Malcolm, if you finished your turn,
Yeah.
the creature which you just attacked, who introduced himself once as Wenton, starts
You don't know
to
he's not Wenham.
starts to twist. He might be. Starts to
Could just be
twist
Wenham's pie trick.
and morph. You.
It was a hilarious joke.
Yeah. So probably
Stop
only
noting me.
yourself and Nollis have kind of a line of sight to this at the moment. The rest of you are kind of to the south of the conch at the moment. But you see it twisting and turning into almost this liquid form. It's this horrible twisted creature that, yes, certainly aqueous in its formation. It's tricky to see what colour it is. It's just slightly out of that bright light in the centre there. But it's warping and twisting, and it approaches you just 10 feet away, and you see its human-like face still with its snake-like body,
It's like the thing.
but dripping in this watery form. This human face of Wenton still there. Its mouth opens. Excuse me. Its mouth opens aghast and attempts to merge its body with yours.
In a sexy way.
Can you please make a a dexterity saving throw?
You got this.
I know
Oh no!
When two become
That's
one.
Do you have inspiration?
That melody goes.
Does anyone have inspiration?
I do.
I
I
have
give inspiration.
inspiration. Do you want
I'll throw it away.
to? Okay.
Inspiration! Gifted.
I have it, but I kind of want to see what happens.
that's still 9. Dexterity, did you say?
Yes.
9. Dex.
Pretty big hug, isn't it?
Oh yes, +3.
There's one.
Plus 5, so that's 14.
Do you take this amorphous
14.
glue as your
So it starts to try to merge its body with you, but you just at the last second, Zolan shouts to you and you draw back and just escape its clutches.
Why down your ear hole?
Shouldn't have got so closely.
Its body
Gives you a weapon.
Rancid.
its body fails to kind of merge with yours, and it tries to break away from you. You will get an attack, a reaction,
Oh, nice.
Merge
attack
with it.
opportunity.
Merge with him.
I'll use my staff.
Use your merge.
You think I'm locked in here with you? You're locked in here with me!
That's 17.
17.
So bringing my staff around.
17 will hit.
A whack. That's one-handed, so that's D8 plus 3. Maybe.
Do it.
Baby needs a good thwack. Oh yes, that's
Thwack it.
11 thwacking damage.
11. So
Smack him with your fists.
you strike it. As you do so, you certainly hit it, but your staff kind of slightly goes through it.
Oh.
It doesn't look like it might do as much damage
Salt of wallet.
as you would if you were striking
Me.
Well,
a halfling, for example. But it seems to just bother it enough.
bothering wallet.
You feel like you've hurt it a little bit, but it doesn't seem
It's
to
like
be.
hitting a puddle really hard with a stick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Its body does slightly splash away, and then it reforms, and it just moves out of your location behind you, straight into this bright yellow pool that's next to you. So you've got the green bottom right,
Does it?
the yellow just the top right, and it just disappears into this yellow pool.
It's east, everyone.
East. It's gone east.
Does it look like
It's in the yellow pool.
my physical attack actually caused it pain? Is there any indication that it hurt?
I'm happy when it's your turn. No, I'm happy for you to give me an insight roll because I'll have forgotten by your turn.
It's not great. That's 8.
Unsure. At this
It
point,
was a good solid wallet.
at this point, from
Something
the
was going to happen that
you see Malcolm. You see running.
Oh, jeepers.
Running.
He's better like Tom Cruise running.
You see running from the North Pool, which is colourless to you, but you know it's blue. From the North
You're
Pool
going to keep rubbing that in.
down to the hugging that eastern wall. So it's kind of on the 45-degree diagonal point, hugging that wall down. It's running on the outside of that east walkway, so the opposite side to you of the yellow pool.
The light grey pool.
It is dashed. Yes, you actually can see a little bit of the bright yellow here because remember there's this furnace lighting it up for 10 feet, so you can see that it's yellow. The rest of it's just kind of a grey colour, and it's running down the opposite side of the pool, dashing full speed. It looks like it's vaguely heading towards where Nollis is, but he's still a distance away from Nollis.
Okay.
Reap.
He's just going to stay in the hood. He's going to skip his turn.
Okay.
It's a bit dangerous here.
I
I like him too much.
The Darkling, which you are... Hang on a second. Did he ever go... Oh, I might have taken the wrong one there.
What's a Darkling?
I read about them in Volo's guide last night.
Oh, you
Cheat.
insider
Cheat.
information!
Cheat.
Cheater.
Inspiration.
We have a cheating banana
gone.
on the table.
Cheating banana,
The-
cheating banana.
The Darkling, which these guys are... The Darkling, as they're clearly it's a dark halfling. That's what we're looking at here. It's a dark halfling.
Got it.
You are looking to the west of the room now, and a creature from the opposite side is running towards you between the purple and the red pool, and it is running kind of into the centre. It's right, and it can actually run all the way to the centre where Wenton was first stood. So it's only 15 feet from your location, Malcolm, and it's charging towards you. It's got this knife drawn, but it's using its dash action to get.
This isn't Wenton then.
This is one of the halflings that are running towards you.
Sorry, this is cousin Glenton.
And there's another one who's run right up close to you.
Big family. Glenton, Wenton,
Thorinir.
Wenton and Nick.
Run! Straight over with my chainsaw hand.
Nice.
No.
Okay, so who are you heading towards?
What can I see? Who's in front of me? Who's in my?
So you're right next to this.
Yeah.
You're right next to the conch of Weirdwit. To the west.
So I'm not in the conch.
No, you're just to the south side of it. You've got this purple pool to your west, this green pool to your east. You have Claro and Zolan to your south. You've got Nollis holding this halfling underwater to your right.
Under control.
That's all you can see at the moment.
So I can't see anyone else.
From your current location, you've got the conch behind you. You can tell Malcolm went that way to the north, but you're not sure.
I better go 35 that way.
Okay, so you're going to kind of go around to the east or the west side of the conch. Doesn't really matter. Whatever you choose.
The west side.
The west side. 10.
He says it doesn't matter, but
So as you get 15 feet, and then you have eyes on this Darkling that's running full speed towards Malcolm in the very, very centre of this pentagonal ring.
And how far away is that?
He is now just 25 feet from you.
Can I short bow?
Sure, you can get closer. It stops you 15 feet because that's the first point you saw him. But if that's where you want to stay, you can short bow him from there.
Oh, unless I could catch up with him and scimitar him.
Not with your current remaining speed.
Then I will stop where I am.
Sure.
and Short bow him.
Go ahead.
9.
9's not going to be enough. You fire just to the left of him. It fires just straight past him and hits one of the furnaces in the background next to the blue pool on the north side. Fire wide. You still got a little bit of movement if you want to do anything else.
No.
Just, fine. We come all the way back around to the halfling who you're holding.
He's dead, mate.
Under the water. He is.
little legs.
As
6 seconds of underwater ring.
As he reaches down, he's trying to kind of squirm and break away from you. He's going to attempt to break free of your grapple, basically.
Wants to break free. Is he against my athletics?
He's going to probably fail. I'm just going to tell you.
Athletics or
Athletics.
It's athletics. Yes.
Bam! That hit the microphone, sorry. That's 16.
Yes, you easily hold him. You can see him trying to remove it. You can see the bubbles kind of coming up from the water. He is trying to breathe. At that same moment, the whole room shifts once again. No longer feels like you're in Weirdwit. The pool is still there below you, but the pool feels very warm all of a sudden. As you look around you, you're suddenly outside. You see you're on top of the Baal mountain. Where was the stairwell has now turned into this searing hot geyser, which you remember from previously.
I'm holding Jingo.
Everything's bright and light and hot and wet up there, just as it was on the top of the Baal mountain. Once again, the only things that retain the semblance of this room are the 5 bright, colourful pools around it.
Do we actually feel the heat?
You feel like you're feeling the heat emanating off these pools, but you could previously remember these were hot, steamy pools. We come to Nollis.
I'm holding this guy under the thing.
Yes.
I'm realising that's going to take a long time, so I'm just going to stab him in the back.
Okay. Please do.
Cool.
With advantage.
With advantage.
He's held underwater.
I've still got my polished silver knife. I think it's going to be a bit of a faff to get a rapier out and kind of do him, so just thematically I'm going to keep stabbing him with this knife. That's good job, I've got advantage. Oh lord, that's not good. Oh no, that's not as bad as I thought. That's only a 12 though.
A 12 is not enough.
Jeepers.
Okay. Wriggly son of a son.
Wriggle.
I take it he's still drowning.
Yeah, still drowning I hope. But
Yeah, he's still held underwater. Yeah,
How
absolutely.
long is it going to take him to drown? That's the thing.
Anything else you'd like to do, Nollis?
I can't move, so
Bash him against the side of the pool.
yeah, I'm just going to keep him held under there. I'm going to have a look around me. So this guy jumped into the yellow pool. What else is kind of going on? Can I see any kind of colour in him? Is he like multicoloured? Is he?
So to the north side, as you're looking approximately to where he disappeared,
So he went into it like he's gone.
His whole liquid form kind of went into it.
Okay.
You kind of strain your eyes to look at where he is. You've kind of had your action to.
Cool, that's fine.
It's hard. You can't. At first glance, it's not obvious where he is.
That's fine.
Claro.
So the guy who's in front of me is dead, right? He collapsed down.
Yes,
Not, I believe him to be dead, but he's definitely dead.
he is. Well, yeah, very, very much seems
He's
dead.
deceased. He's a past halfling.
He's an ex-halfling.
An ex-halfling.
Have I got any halflings within 30 foot of me? Like, I know Malkin's got one coming out.
If you move 5 feet, you can get to the one that Nollis is holding. And then the ones behind you, you can't see 2 of them, but the one that's dashing as fast as he can by the yellow pool on the east side, you can see him, but he's not within 30 feet of you. He's probably within 60 feet of you.
Cool. I'll go down and stab the one that Nollis is holding down.
Okay, so you're going to use your full movement, are you, to get...
Yeah.
Pilot.
You said he was 5 foot from me.
No, so you're on the west side of that pool, he's on the
Okay.
east side of that
But
pool.
I can use my full movement.
You can use your full movement and get to him. Yeah.
And then there'll be 2 red pools. What are we going to do then?
Whee!
So you and Nollis are on that east side of that green pool in the southwest.
So I have
area.
advantage because it's dim light, but I also have advantage because he's in the
Quadruple advantage.
So right now,
And you've got
Yeah.
flanking advantage as well. So
and
I'd
I'm
say-
flanking him, so I've got
I'd
triple
say
advantage.
he's dead just by you standing
Roll
next to him.
6 die now.
yeah, just you have advantage.
I think the rule is you just get advantage.
I need that advantage. Oh, jeez, 2 twos.
And then roll the other 4 dice.
Can I use my inspiration roll again?
If you'd like to.
Smashed it.
Oh, for God's
It's
sake.
no good. It's a 5 plus 5. It's
It's
a 10.
so squirmy.
Yeah.
And this illusion is playing tricks with your mind as well. As you were running, it was kind of changing, which just threw your whole sense of reality out. Your mind is just...
Plus, this is a pretty horrific scene, I guess. There's
Yeah,
like a
you're
luminous green pool,
Yeah.
somebody's being drowned in it,
Yeah.
being stabbed repeatedly. in the
Clara's
back.
like, I really hated this place on top of the thing.
The whole world has changed
Yeah.
twice within 7 seconds. It's changed
He's
twice.
going to scream at the halfling in the water. Why a pentagon?
It's like it benefits me to be an idiot. And she just, I don't care what's going on, I'm going to drown this halfling.
Zelen.
I think I'm gonna have to go for the Darkling that's running after Malkin.
Okay, so...
Can I
that-
see this chappy?
Yeah, you can see one that's running towards Malcolm. Well, to the east of this yellow pool. Malcolm's just to the west of this yellow pool. He is in the region of about 80 feet from your location at the
80
moment, 'cause you're
foot.
right on the south side.
Cool. I will head forward 20 foot then. I believe I can
Towards
firebolt
him in that.
towards him. Yeah, from 60 foot, I believe.
Okay, so you're stepping over this. You're right next to this hot, geyser. This feels like scalding water of this bar. Central geyser as you're atop this
Captured
mountain
again.
once again.
Bloody ate this place.
So you look into it's dim right in front of you, then it's bright where this furnace is, and then he's kind of in the shadows behind that again. So it's dim light, which you see still as bright light.
Ooh. Firebolt!
I saw a spell in there called Talk with Plants.
Really?
Good one.
Let me roll.
How are
one
you doing there,
look.
plant? Oh, hey.
Hey.
Just getting some
There's a
sun.
D20 hiding to, I believe.
That's a little plant.
It's right there.
It's still next to the green pool, just for your bearings.
20, not natural.
Okay, that'll hit.
Is it I believe it's a D10. Let me just double check that. I believe it's a D10. What damage have I done?
7.
Ooh,
7.
7!
Oh, Strictly Come Dancing Jake there.
Firebolt! Where are you, horrible
Here it
thing?
is.
There we are, we found it.
1d10.
1d10, 7 dips. 6.
6 damage.
Yeah, no, 7.
7.
7 damage.
7.
What's that guy?
That's a d10 from Len.
Okay, so you strike him with this firebolt.
Yeah.
And it lights up that side of the room, hits him and this rack behind him that seemed to have this cloth of sorts
Oh.
drying on it, and that kind of blazes up as well just behind him.
Extra light.
A little bit
It's on
more
purpose,
light
that
on
was.
the east side of that pool now as well.
Good work.
Blasts him over this yellow pool. Okay,
Ow, my most of me.
thank you, Zolan. After you, we are at Malcolm.
How far away is this guy? What's just got zapped? Can I reach him?
So just around you, you've got one guy that's about 10 feet away from you in the centre of this room. You've got Wenton that disappeared into this yellow pool, and then you've got the man on the other side of the pool who is about 30 feet away from you. Just right the other side of the pool, though, so you...
So I'll go for the one that's closest to me
Sure.
and run towards him.
So 5 feet away from him, you're going to get into his
Wind up my
striking
hitting
distance.
stick as I go.
Click,
And
click, click, click.
yeah, deliver a thwack.
Okay. Please go ahead.
That's
Hadouken!
22.
That'll hit.
And
Smash him.
How do you can?
that is 6 bludgeoning damage.
You strike him hard, you hear it thud against his body as he's running full pelt towards you. It totally knocks him off his pace, and you strike him back a foot. Anything else you're doing?
Yeah, I'll follow up with
Yeah,
another
with
attack.
your follow up with your
Follow
monk strike.
Yeah, with,
So good.
using my other hand, my empty hand. That's 23 to hit.
Certainly going to hit.
And that is, my monk attack is, I believe, D4.
Plus whatever
Yep.
burns you get.
3. Yeah, that's just that. So that's 3 damage.
Yeah, 3 damage.
And
So you strike him again with a whelp, exactly the same location you hit him with the pole. You strike him again with that palm. You still see his skin almost rupturing as you strike him.
that's... yes, that is... That's it.
Okay, thank
In the
you.
immortal words of Bruce Lee, be like water and fill any vessel that you can. Much like Wenton.
What? What?
Hit him with a stick.
Or hit him with a stick.
How many biscuits? No, is it biscuits?
Bruce Lee didn't say that.
He would if he
No,
had a
grizzle
stick.
biscuits.
You're not spooky enough.
Get like a mouse and
Okay.
roll.
From behind you, again, you feel this creature emerge from the water. Wenton, this liquid arcs out of this yellow pool
Hello, Dave.
up atop of Baal, and you see it in the sky of Baal, even though you still see this dim light around you, this bright clear sky atop the Baal mountain once again as it arcs and
Out
tries
of the yellow pool.
out of the yellow pool, and it
I'm
tries to
being
again
attacked by
take you
giant
over.
monsters.
Please make a dexterity saving throw.
That's 11.
11 is not enough, I'm afraid.
Shit.
You feel it
Come to Papa.
You feel it firstly just kind of dissolve into you. The second it does so, you can't breathe. It feels like you're drowning. It pulls. You feel your body. You feel your body be taken with it, and those of you who can see, which is probably, you might have seen a little bit of this round the corner, and yourself, Clara and Nollis, you can see this to the north side as you're trying to stab. You look up and you see this great yellow watery creature just take over Malcolm, absorb him, and kind of take him back into this pool with him. You very much cannot breathe. That is the end of its turn.
That's the end of the episode.
Continue next week.
Okay. Right, after that, we go to the Darkling that was running as fast as it could to the east side of that yellow pool. It is continuing its run. It can use virtually all of its movement, and it ends up about 10 feet away from you, Nollis.
Okay.
Run right round the east side of that yellowy pentagon, right down to where you are in the green side at the bottom of the bar
How far
mountain.
away did you say?
Is 10 feet away from you.
Not like that.
It looks great.
Then we go to Reap if he wants to do anything.
He's gonna be like, "Good Lord, Malcolm's in trouble!"
Save me from drowning? That might be a good thing
He's
to
gonna fly into the air and fly over the pool and see what he can see.
Okay, so go ahead. Yeah, you can go over the pool and make a perception roll.
With
Like a frog
advantage, that's
catching a
a 19. And that one is less than 19. And his perception is +3, so he gets 22 on perception.
Good roll.
What can he see?
He's very well hidden,
Yeah.
but you can make out a slightly different kind of chromatic pattern
Yeah.
on sort of the surface of this pool. You can see its body is kind of spread out, almost like a puddle. It overtakes kind of half the surface of that pool, and Malcolm is kind of writhing within it.
Cool.
Writhing.
Hoot, 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 hoot. You'll hear that.
Writhing.
Thank you, Reap. The halfling in the centre of the room that you fired an arrow towards Thorny is going to turn and it's going to run towards you and get into melee with you. It's going to draw its dagger and it's going to try and sink it into your body.
I'm going to dodge that.
Too fast for you.
20 to hit.
Oh, damn.
Oh, I went the wrong way.
You dodged,
Ran into it.
It would have missed you had you
grabbed
not.
it and
had
just
you,
pulled it in without losing eye contact.
Like an oracle.
Okay, and as it runs up to you, it's only going to do 4 piercing damage.
Nice.
So yes, you kind of take it to the hand and the palm of your hand and digs it into you. Incredibly painful.
Oh, you bastard! You dirty bastard! Give me back my hand!
We come over to whoever is after that one. There are a lot of people going on here. Apologies. Thorny.
It's bizarre.
We start dispatching more people.
Yeah.
Well, I better slit his throat.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, Thorny.
These things are unnatural, and Thorny bloody hates
That's
Very
anything.
good point. Very good point.
So you're stood right by the purple pool to the west side of
That's
this
the wrong dice
of this
anyway,
geezer.
Oh, is it?
It's the wrong dice.
Yay!
Yeah, that's
Then
the
you do
12.
Oh,
Rob gets another shot.
saved by
So
the
hardcore
incompetence.
he's rolling in detail.
He's
right?
buying. God.
Same score. 8.
You know, I saw that coming. I really
Not enough,
did
I'm
see
afraid.
that
I'm just too worked up. These darklings. What, darklings?
Can-
What the hell's a darkling? They weren't born of naturalness.
You're saying it too. It doesn't seem to respond.
Getting your PowerPoint presentation.
Thank you. Anything else, Thorny?
Just screaming.
Okay.
Articulate screaming.
Can I just, like, I don't know, sniff or just see if these pools are, in Thorny's mind, flammable at all?
Flammable. I mean, you're pretty well in combat at the moment.
But, you know, I've split half my brain
Yeah.
while I'm like going, you are unnatural, and the other half is going...
Yeah, there's no, at first glance, there's nothing that stands out. You'd have to investigate them more thoroughly if you wanted to.
Don't set fire to the one that
Specifically for that. Not sure. The thought briefly flashes in your mind, but there's a lot going on. Background, these rooms are still twisting and morphing in front of you. They don't really stop. You know, it holds a form for a moment before it's twisting into another shape, and it actually returns back to the room as you first walked into it. It's back into these 5 pools around you.
Not a pentagon!
This creature again is trying to just escape from your clutches,
Cool.
and it's trying to dodge
Nollis
away
hasn't
from
even
you.
noticed the room. It's just too busy drowning.
A 7.
That's against my athletics, right?
Yes. Oh no, sorry, it's actually better than that.
Oh.
It's got acrobatics bonus 9.
That's a 16.
Yep. So you hold on to it, still
Powerful
wriggling,
athletics.
squirming.
Yeah.
You're unable.
Nollis is an
Just holding
expert
it there.
drowning people.
Yeah.
If you had one skill, that's it.
How many seconds is a turn?
6.
6 seconds. This is your 3rd turn holding you under, so that's 18
And
seconds.
3 of his turns.
Whilst having
That's
him as well.
36 seconds he's been under the water.
It's getting there.
3 of his turns.
3 of
It's
his
only
turns,
18
3 of
They
mine.
run
seconds.
in parallel.
Three of his.
They run in parallel.
Yes, it's
Oh,
they're
yeah,
parallel.
it's parallel.
Yeah, good point.
Still, I
Nollis.
mean, you know,
I think I'll find them parallel.
he's
Nollis.
got to be nearly there.
Cool. He's gonna do. He's very conscious that a friend of his has been pulled underwater. How wounded does this creature he's holding underwater look?
He looks reasonably wounded, but still got some energy in it. It's kicking.
Okay. In that case, he's gonna do the same thing. He's gonna hold him under the water, and he's gonna stab him.
Yeah, you've still got advantage because both you and Claire are there, and he's pinned underwater.
Aiming for the jugular.
Stab him
He's gonna
harder.
Try and do him. So that is a 19.
That's enough.
And that is a
God, so please finish him off.
8 piercing damage.
Oh, really?
8 piercing damage is just enough, and as you do so, you manage to sink it just in the right place, kind of into his upper spine.
Nice.
Just sever the top of his
Head.
spinal cord, and
Nice.
he falls limp
The limp.
instantly into the water and stops kicking.
Cool.
You have movement if you would like.
Yeah, how far away is this yellow pool that this fella's at?
So the yellow pool, so the actual lower right edge of the pool is about 30 feet from you, but remember you've got this other halfling just 10 feet away from you who's run right towards you, he'd be in your way to
In
get
the
to
way.
that pool.
In that case, he's going to sheath his sheath the polished silver knife, pull out his rapier and his shield, and he's just going to run up to the halfling.
Okay,
Full
so
throttle.
just get into melee with it. And
Yeah, I want this guy to know that I'm right up in his grill. I
Sure.
want my golden hand and my shield to be like caressing his forehead.
You stand sizably over him.
Yeah.
You're just
he's
kind
like 8 feet tall, so he's quite tall.
yeah, you're much bigger than him, and you're kind of right on the border of this furnace bright light where you are, kind of half in the brightness and half in the shadow. Thank you, Nollis. Claro.
He's going to run on over to the halfling that Nollis is in combat with,
Yeah.
flank him.
Flank the crap out of him. You got
So
this.
it's actually, these walkways are quite narrow. They're about 10 feet
Yeah.
wide. So to actually flank him and get around him,
I don't have to flank him, that's fine, I've still got advantage.
sure.
Oh, 'cause it's dim light.
So there's room for you both to be in front of him, but you wouldn't be able to get past him without
They
getting
look
his.
awesome. You're going to slash him with a shadow blade.
You can't see it.
Well, it's like a flaming black sword, so it's pretty cool. I can tell you that it is 22.
22's plenty.
22, a lot of 22s tonight.
Tay in the house.
Dun, 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 dun.
10 damage.
10 damage. With the sword, you manage to instantly slice him down as it's focused on Nollis. You draw his attention with your shield. You run to the side, slice at him with your blade, and you manage to
Absolutely
fell this other halfling who stood in front of
Some
you.
green energy wraps from his body and sucks into Claro. and he looks pretty happy with himself.
Very good. So,
Not pentagons!
so you two are on the east side of this green pool. After you, Claro, we're at Zolan. You're on the west side of this green pool, pretty much parallel longitudinally, but more central.
Has everyone been murdered that was in my sight then?
Latitudinally.
Has everybody been murdered that was in my sight?
You can see, you can sense that Thorinir is battling somebody to the opposite side of the stairwell that's now there.
Yeah.
Aside from that, very recently you saw this great yellow watery creature pull Malcolm into this pool.
Scary. I'm gonna go help Thorin.
So in character.
He's at the opposite corner of the stairwell to you. You're on like the southeast.
Yeah.
He's on the northwest.
Going to get back up. That's what I'm doing.
Which way do you want to approach?
The direct route.
So there isn't really one. So you can go round to the west or round to the north side.
The shortest route,
They're
please.
equidistant.
DM's choice.
So you run round to the west side.
Lovely.
I feel Zolan would keep closer to where areas he knew.
Good, yeah.
And you kind of get alongside Thorinir. So you're kind of both in front of this.
Thought it was a bit of this.
Scared me.
That's one of the best double takes I've ever
Like,
seen. That was a
what
perfect double take.
Sorry.
Have you been saving that this whole time?
I just saw it then.
You are right in front of this halfling creature.
Karate with my hand axe, please.
Sure.
Karate hand axe.
Yeah.
Thorinir stood next to
Boosh! Advantage?
Flanking!
Oh, Halloween
Yeah, I
advantage!
thought if there was flanking,
you.
just
Yeah, you're
next
not
to each
flanking,
other.
you're both in front. Had you gone the other way around, you'd be flanking.
Ah,
That's why I was asking you.
You didn't ask for the flank.
I was
roll.
asking. Yeah.
16 anyway to hit, please.
16's enough.
Woo! 4 damage.
Just enough. You managed to fell with your hand axe as you two are
You must be feeling
Grappling.
really, really stupid with this.
Why?
I mean, well, these guys have just been dispatching halflings left,
Fine
right, and
with
centre. You took half an hour to drown this first one and eventually had to stab him to death.
Communicate.
I'm all about the team effort. I'm all about the team effort.
Malcolm is drowning.
so you successfully
I know, yeah,
fell
I
this
did.
this halfling.
I did see this watery wave.
One of those, yeah.
At this point, that's all of the halflings fell that you can see.
Nice.
Oh, that's good.
We are at Malcolm.
way.
Malcolm, you are underwater currently.
So I'm essentially surrounded by this creature. Yes?
You are entirely engulfed within it.
So if I was to fire a radiant sunbolt, just sort of blasting it away from me.
Yeah.
Capri Sunbolt.
Son.
Delish. That's going to be pretty much an automatic hit, isn't it?
It's a
You
lot of DM haggling going on.
Yeah.
essentially, like.
you have. So is it an area effect spell?
It's a ranged attack.
It's a ranged attack.
Squeeze it in.
You're sort of you are sort of within it,
So any
but
direction
you are
it's gonna
also
be.
restrained, which means that it's very very difficult to maneuver yourself. So I think your role would be whether you're able to kind of create this spell. Your attack rolls have disadvantage while you're restrained,
That's 18.
and you're also virtually
There you go.
it's pretty dark under here for you as well. A little bit of flickering.
Boo.
2.
Two.
Plus 5 is 7.
Yeah, so you're trying to kind of get off this spell as you're trying to craft your hand in the way which you know to do so. It's just kind of knocked to the side. It feels like it knows what you're. You feel like you know what it knows what you're doing, and it kind of moves your hand in such a way that it prevents you from doing so. You're still under the water.
I've still got a follow-up attack.
Oh.
Punch him in the collar.
So,
Drink him.
Right in the Davy
Punch
Jones
him.
locker.
Yeah. Punch him in the testes from the inside.
so
Give it a good old squeeze.
Yeah.
14
Whoop. What is damage?
or 10, so
Oh.
that's 15 to hit.
15 will hit.
15 will
Nice.
hit.
That was with disadvantage still.
Yes, that
Yeah.
was with
Good.
disadvantage.
Yeah.
Do it.
So that's 3 radiant damage,
3 radiant damage.
and I will expend key to actually. I think I expend the key to do it for a second time. Yeah. So one last go. Two. Oh, one.
Oh,
No,
lucky.
that's 6.
To death.
And one more damage was that.
No, that's.
Oh, that was to hit.
That was to hit.
Yeah, that's not going to hit. At the start of that, I should have done that, but I let you roll that out because it doesn't make too much of a difference at the moment. At the start of that, or we'll just say throughout that experience as you were trying to damage it, you feel this incredible pain that kind of overtakes all of your body. You receive.
Back.
Good job, sir.
You receive 13 necrotic damage as it kind of saps the very life from your mind and from your soul.
That leaves me with 1 health
I
point.
think he just pooed his pants, I think.
Just everything about you is just
Replacement.
ebbing away. You're expending all your energies. You're firing these spells, trying to damage it. It is just engulfing you. You feel your very soul being sapped out of you.
Well, they can take your soul, but they can never take your freedom. Though you have already taken your freedom.
As you can't leave, they have quite literally taken your freedom.
You really smurfed up this time.
I'm going to be blue about it.
I'm going to hit somebody with a phaser and then how I am.
Okay, that was your turn, Malcolm.
Apparently so.
It is now this creature Wenton's turn.
He's busy.
He gets to go.
Here's another go.
He's got admin to do.
He
Going down.
he is going to.
Right to shopping list.
You drink what Jeff drinks.
You guys see him emerge with Malcolm held up with his body high from this yellow pool that lifts up like a fountain of water straight up into the air. Malcolm carried with it to the top, and it's going to come crashing down, sort of slamming him into the pool.
Oh my god.
I was feeling this is going to hurt.
Misses.
It is a 20 to hit.
Oh, Jesus. 0 damage.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's going to do it, isn't it?
You only need
Yeah.
to do 1 damage.
10 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah,
You feel.
Oh, you're resistant to bludgeoning damage. Don't you remember that?
Oh yes, of course, I forgot about
Which are
that.
made out of diamond.
Because
You remember that
you're
session, don't
watery and I'm resistant to watery bludgeoning. It says it right here.
In fact, he's an electric type Pokemon.
Yeah,
10
and
bludgeoning damage.
I'm just coming to the end of my watch, and I'm just going to wake you up now.
Oh, I'm just having a crazy dream. You ever had a dream when you're drowning?
Turns out Key's just in there.
Lifts you up into the sky. You're aware as you're falling to the ground. You just feel this great thud. All of the wind leaves your body, and as you try and inhale, as you're winded, your natural gut reaction is to try and inhale. You take in this big flow of water. You start coughing, and you feel your everything fade to black. We're going to take this opportunity to take a quick break
You're a cruel,
for 7 minutes.
cruel man.
And we will rejoin you guys
More biscuits.
after a brief
7 minutes.
period
Alright, I can hold my breath for
of
7
wonderful
minutes.
fan art. We have got 2 wonderful pieces of art
yes.
this week.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
That one's
This one's
Yeah.
small. Shall I hold that up to a camera?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll start with this one then. So this was from
Yes.
Wolfbite.
Thank you very much, Wolfeye. Thank you, Lizzie.
Thank you very much.
Can you read that one for me, Malcolm?
I'm sure hope this dance is intimidating.
That's an intimidating Thorinir spider dance.
Yeah, that was the wolf spider. A top bar where you were just moments ago.
Yeah,
It's got wolf
exactly.
spider, wolf bite.
It was, brings it right back. Very good.
Nice.
Thank you very much. We love that one.
Beauty.
Please
Absolutely.
get it on the
On the
wall.
wall.
To the wall.
And then this one's very small.
I love this one.
That's the way it printed off. Let me put it there. This is, it's probably not in focus, but this is we can't afford a cameraman. So if you'd like to come and work for free for us and be our camera
If you want
people
an intern.
and run our sound
Oh,
desk and things, this one is from Chaotic Awesome, a regular viewer and contributor on our channel, and this is the 5 members of DieRolling as Sims.
I want to know what happened in that house.
Yeah.
I know that Thorinir immediately went outside and looked at trees, right?
And imagine all the showers set on fire and then death appeared.
Yeah,
That's
He
what
would have died
immediately.
in
Yeah.
the first turn, definitely.
You would have died in the shower by the
Yes,
side.
by the sound of it, yeah.
Thank you very much, Chaotic Awesome. And we'll be back in just 7 minutes' time.
7 whole
Hey, here
minutes.
is a few more wonderful pieces of art from all you
Ooh.
wonderful
Yay.
Goonies.
We've got more of them, Jack.
Have you got some?
Hello, everybody.
Oh, hi, Jack.
Before the break,
He wasn't talking to you.
Malcolm was drowning.
Drowning! I'm drowning! Gurgle, gurgle.
It's getting serious.
Thud.
Reap.
He is going to stay in the hood. He's going to fly back down to the hood and stay in the hood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out in the hood.
Thorin.
In the hood. Yep.
I am going to. How far away is the yellow pool?
It's 25 feet from where you are.
Right, better. I'm going to run over to it.
Yeah.
Haven't thought that far ahead yet.
So you're right over to the edge of it on the west side.
Yes. Well, one thing I'm going to do.
See, I don't have this problem because my costume is literally safety pinned to me.
You can't re-peel yourself. That's not how it works.
In this
Well, no.
room, you can.
That's more scary than anything else is scary.
Going to call forth the spirit of the bear.
Yes!
Before you do this,
Oh.
in recent episodes,
You have been looking
Yeah,
up that exact
I did
rule.
look up that exact rule. You cannot stabilise a dead creature or a 0 HP creature
With additional hit points.
with additional hit points. It's the one
So
exception.
he gets
In the
the
past,
hit
he was
points.
very fortunate to do
So he gets the hit points
I'm
still,
probably dead at that.
but he's still going to make the death saving throws.
Very dead.
If you
Alright.
want, if you still, I'm happy for you to stop doing that now that we've
It's a
we've
bonus,
read the
it's a
rule.
bonus action.
Okay, fine. Yeah, so,
So-
you would still have the temporary hit points if Thorin is going to cast that upon you, but it doesn't stop you being at 0 and making death
So
saves.
if someone's on, if someone's on 0 and they're making death saving throws and someone attacks them, are they just dead then?
They'll get an extra. It'll be an automatic death. It'll be an automatic
It's a fail.
additional fail and a crit. I think is
So
two.
this would help in a little way. It would
Yeah,
absorb.
'cause you wouldn't get any hit points.
No, I don't get the hit points back.
Okay.
If he comes back, it's helpful. But
Okay, well you guys might need it. So he's going to hunker down. He's going to
Thank
breathe
you.
in. He's going to blow out a big leafy bear, and everyone's going to get 8 extra.
within
hit
what,
points.
what's the range on that one?
It is 60 feet.
You'll get everybody within that.
Beauty.
And it's all 5 of them. Yeah,
Beauty.
it's not a limit of 4 people or anything.
No,
So
it said
if I-
anyone to choose.
If I'm brought back from the brink, I will then have 8 hit points.
That's correct. Yeah, additional hit points.
We got this.
Okay.
For a minute.
We get this for a minute.
Drowning
Which is 10 rounds.
10 rounds. More than
Okay,
Gurgle,
and so that was your
gurgle.
bonus action,
Gurgle.
Thorin.
Yes, that was my bonus action. My
Cough,
actual
gurgle,
real action.
Gurgle.
Can I see?
Cry.
Can I see Malcolm in this?
Malcolm is within the water. He currently, he's
Mostly
within
water.
the centre of this yellow pool, but he's under the water. He's kind
Can
of floating.
I see any
Went on.
creature or?
You could, if you want to use your action to investigate, you can do so.
Gurgle, gurgle,
Leads
cough,
me pretty close.
cough, gurgle, vomit, gurgle, cough.
You can't see him straight away. Is what I'm saying.
Sure.
Gurgle,
I
gurgle,
am going to try and pull him up.
Try and pull Malcolm out.
Yeah.
So he's kind of in the centre of this pool, which is about probably 15 feet, kind of right in the centre of it. So you'd have to actually, you'd have to dive. Yeah. So the pools are about.
I'm not going to dive into the
25
pool.
feet across.
I
And
wouldn't.
wide
How
point.
deep is your pool?
Yeah, they're about 25 feet at the widest parts.
Okay.
Okay. Well, get my other spell sheet.
I suppose I'm out of reach.
You're kind of in the you were slammed right into the centre of that pool, right into the very
Right,
base of
centre.
it.
You're out of touch and out of time.
And he is.
no.
Sorry, how far away is he from me?
15 feet. And you've moved 20 to get where you are.
I love all of that, mate. Underappreciated.
Jesus.
You got this.
Gurgle, gurgle.
Well, I'm going to just fire a short bow into
What,
the
at
water.
Malcolm?
Not at Malcolm.
What the?
Drown.
Go ahead.
Gurgle,
Go, go, short bow.
Absolute.
drown, gurgle, look panicked. Gurgle,
Oh.
gurgle.
Natural 20.
No.
Nice.
Okay. So
It's just into a space in the water.
So you didn't. So I've rolled for it because you got a natural 20. It would have been a miss because of what I'd rolled, but because you got a natural 20, I'm happy for you to hit it, but not with a crit, because you've accidentally hit it.
Yeah.
But it should have been a fail because you got a 20. I'm
You
happy to.
accidentally hit this
Bang.
giant pool of water you
Yeah.
were aiming at.
You've accidentally hit it within it. It doesn't necessarily span the whole surface of it.
Oh, not my pool of water.
Swallow this.
So,
Splash.
6 piercing.
6 piercing damage.
Gurgle. Gurgle, gurgle.
Fine.
Sure.
You strike the creature. Just for a moment, you see what you thought was a flicker of it, but it instantly merges back into that water. It's incredibly well disguised in this location.
Gurgle.
But you think you might have hit
Yes. I've killed it.
it. Interestingly, the music does not stop. At this stage, we come back round. Once again, around you, everything starts shifting, warping. You feel this cold around you. Everything above you turns blue. This forest canopy envelops you. You're still stood up next to these green and yellow pools, but in the forest of Broga Bush.
Well, at least I'm going to die somewhere familiar. Gurgle,
Home.
gurgle.
Nollis.
Cool, so this yellow pool, what's the actual bowl structure that contains the water look like? What's it made out of? How
Stone,
thick
so
is
it's a pentagonal stone pool about 25 feet wide.
25 feet
Yeah.
wide.
And so you're right next to the green one, still on the east side.
What
and then-
kind of stone is it?
Splash. Gurgle, gurgle.
What kind of stone is it?
Yeah. Does it look sturdy? Does it look thick? Does it look thin?
It's pretty sizable stone. If you want to be any more specific, you can investigate it.
No.
It's decent, sturdy stone. It's not
Okay.
that flimsy.
I'm going to cast Shatter.
Go on.
I'm going to cast Shatter. It's a 10-foot radius sphere. I don't want to envelop the entire thing. I want to envelop one side of it that's going to get some of the liquid and a side of the rock pool itself without killing anyone.
So you can,
Maybe
because
hit some yellow.
Malcolm's kind of right in the middle of it, which is about 15 foot into the centre, you
Yeah.
can take a 10-foot
Cool. Chunk out of it.
chunk out of it, and you're
Mint.
trying to kind of take half the pool and half the wall, are you? So you're doing?
I'm just trying to smash the crap out of the thing.
Okay.
Including some of the liquid. If I can not kill Malkin, that would be
Yeah.
a bonus.
So you're kind of aiming it at the edge of the pool or at the floor
Yeah,
of
at
it?
the edge, kind
Okay.
of just to smash it so that it leaks out.
Fine. On the
Smash
nearest
the hole.
side to you, which is like on the east side.
As long as that doesn't hit one of these guys.
Yeah, they're kind of Thorner's on the west side and Malcolm's in the middle.
I'm going to do that.
Malcolm in the middle.
Nice. So basically,
No.
he just absolutely just starts screaming at the top of his lungs. Just this horrible kind of guttural, awkward sound. His gills are kind of flapping about like nonsense.
Spitting.
Yeah. So there's a sudden ringing noise. It's powerfully intense. It erupts from a point in the room. Blah, 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 blah. 10-foot sphere. Blah, 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 blah. So everything must make a Constitution saving throw. And let me know if the creature is hit. It needs to take a Constitution saving throw, and whether it succeeds or fails.
Gurgle, gurgle.
Oh, sorry, that is against DC 12.
It did force it to make it, but it passed its Constitution save.
So it passed a Constitution save, so it takes half as much damage. Also, a non-magical option that isn't being a non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes damage if it's in the spell's area. So presumably the pool itself will take damage
Yes.
to shatter it.
Yes.
basically. Cool.
Fine.
And specifically, a creature made of inorganic materials such as stone, crystal, metal is disadvantaged. That probably isn't because he's made of water, so I think it's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking the stone itself might take disadvantage.
Yes.
Um,
Inanimate objects make saving throws? I don't think so.
It doesn't say. It just says a
Yeah.
non-magical object isn't being worn or carried also takes damage if it's in the
Okay,
spell's
yeah,
area.
so go
it'll
ahead.
take maximum
Yeah,
damage.
you're going to hit it.
Q. So I'm going to use. Jeepers, getting very rulesy. Apologies, everyone. As he's doing this, he's incredibly angry because somebody he respects very much and thinks is a worthy soldier is dying. He's going to use destructive wrath, which means that every time I roll thunder damage, I deal maximum damage instead of rolling. So that means that the guy himself is going to take 3d8 halved, which is 16.
9.
No, it's 3d8.
No, 3d8.
24.
24 halved, 12 damage,
Okay.
which is thunder damage.
Thunder, thunder.
This great
thunder,
yes
thunder.
of this sound that emanates from your from your voice box. Blast! You see all this yellow liquid just fly kind of away, almost creating this mini, this quite sizable wave that pushes against the rear side of the pool, soaks you, Thorinir, soaks you entirely.
Chuckling at you then.
You're covered in the piss.
Doesn't move anything.
No, it doesn't move anything as
Okay.
far as I know.
I would rule that it's going to, because you're in the current, you're going to be taken just a little way with it, slightly to the north side.
Okay.
So you're just a little bit closer to the edge on the north side, heading towards where the furnace is, basically.
Swish.
Um,
And then the stone bowl itself will take 3d8 damage maximum, which is 24.
Got blue tack.
Maths check.
24.
So try and smash the thing open so that it's just not
Okay.
a pool of yellow liquid.
You wipe out all of this near side of the edge of the pool. The whole thing just kind of collapses and just takes this huge great chunk out of the stone. Stones flying all around, kind of into the water around, ducking and to avoid it, and just blast this huge amount. The liquid, as it sloshes up one side, this great wave spills out into. A lot of it spills into the blue pool and starts to make this green mixture on the north side,
That's good.
and then the rest of it just sloshes down, and you realise that the general height of the water level is lowered because it's been spread out over a wider area since you've taken out a large chunk of it.
Most importantly, is Malcolm still submerged?
Malcolm is in the water, but you were blasted kind of to the north side of it, so you're closer to the
Nice.
north edge of it.
Cool. And then on top of that, if I can find the right page, I'm going to use as a bonus action.
How many spells?
Mate, he's doing everything. He's going to use Healing Word as a bonus action. A creature of your choice that you can see within range regains hit points equal to 1d4 plus your spell casting
What's your range?
modifier. Which is going to be this guy.
What's your range?
60 feet.
60 skids, yeah.
Awesome. So it's going to be 1d4.
That's 4.
Nice. Plus 4. 8.
8. So you
8
feel
feet,
this.
6 feet.
This
Jeepers, that was a lot of paper.
rejuvenation.
Apologies, everyone.
That's right. You feel this
Everything
rejuvenation
is
into your body. You're still kind of choking and spluttering as you wake up under the water. But you've also got these extra max hit points you've had from this feeling of the best. This strange level of almost superhuman strength re-enters your body for a
You
moment.
rustle as much paper as you want. Carry on rustling.
Oh,
Nicely done.
smashing
Clary.
it. So I've still got movement.
Oh, sorry. My
So I'm
apologies.
going to run over to Malkin. I've got 30 feet of movement.
You can't get to him, but you can get to kind of the edge of the pool on the wrong side.
I'll get to the edge of the pool on the wrong side, and I assume this creature hasn't bellowed out during all of this. He's kind of still in.
Yeah, no
there
point
somewhere.
did you. Yeah, was it revealed to you?
Cool. He's just kind of peer over with this golden shield to hand out, with a rapier, waiting for it to come out.
Sure.
Obviously not a reaction, but. ready
Thank
again.
you.
Wow.
Please.
Nice.
Do I have any of these darklings within 30 feet of me?
You do not. You can't see any
They're
dark
all
things at
dead.
the moment.
I can't see.
They're all dead, Dave.
Yeah, they're all dead, Dave.
Everything's dead.
They're all dead.
Okay.
Dave.
What, even the one from the north?
They're all
Yeah,
dead.
he's
They're
all
all
still
from
dead,
the
Dave. Yeah.
They're all dead.
I've been eating half the
one
crew.
from the west?
He's dead.
Are there any of them about? They're all dead.
They're all dead.
Yeah.
They're all dead.
They're all dead.
They're all dead, Dave.
They're all
Okay.
dead, Dave.
In which case, he is going to run up to the side of the pool with the horrifying black liquid man in it and just fling a firebolt down there.
Okay.
Nice.
He's going to his shadow blade. He's going to throw up into the air and just go, "Hold this a second." And he's going to throw it up, and then the skeletal hand will appear and just grab it and hold it for him.
Just moments before you do that,
Oh, jeepers!
one thing that has changed.
It's
You
probably fine.
you
but
The
realise
room's upside down.
you notice in the centre of the
I'm
pool
becoming constant.
a small glowing key.
Hey! I've still got the token, I've still got the key object.
Cool.
Um,
I'm going to change my mind. He's going to throw the sword
Do
up.
you know that it's there? I
Yeah.
can see it because I've got locate object.
It does not reveal to others. It's just to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know it's there. I'm
But
afraid.
you can make a
He's just gonna be like,
educated guess.
there's a key. It's in the pool.
Can you make me roll perception?
You yeah.
Well, I
you
can see it because it's glowing. Right?
if you don't
I
if
need
you
to
don't know
hear
it's
them.
if he, have you told him it's there? You've told him.
I've told him.
He's told you it's there. Okay. So you're
Of
going to try.
course.
I'm going to try and mage hand it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you probably are going to struggle to see this, but you can give me a perception roll.
Nollis gives a very specific description
Right
of where the object is.
It's not grand. It's a
I
10.
said.
A 10.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're kind of looking at where Nollis is pointing, but
The
you're
raven.
struggling to make out exactly where it is.
So yeah, he'll mage hand, skeletal hand will dig into the
It's like
water,
a
but it
custard.
can't find it.
Your ears are still ringing from this boom. Walls are still reverberating.
So cool. So yeah, he stood at the edge of the pool. That's what I remember this time.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a cantrip, but that's my action.
Okay. All right. Thank you. We go to Zolan.
That's you.
Yeah, I can't think of what to do. There's nothing to do really. There's no ghoulies at the moment, is there?
I'm still
He's missing in action.
The
In action
it's
at the
still,
moment.
there, isn't it? It's not.
You've woken up just surrounded by water. It's unclear as to whether it's got you or
Surrounded
not.
by custard. Saturday morning children's show.
Just doing a skip.
Yellow goo.
So you're
I'm
just
psyching myself
you're
up.
just the west hand side of one of these great of the dozy tree
Oh, it's-
on the west. Yeah,
Oh,
just
nice.
to
Yeah.
your east. As you look just to the north side of it, you see this yellow pool where all this action's taking place. This great boom and this wave of yellow water that blasts across, and you see all of your friends stood around the pool.
I use my movement to head up then.
Yeah. So you can get up to the edge, pretty much where Thorinir is.
Hey. Yeah.
Stand next to him,
Hey there, girlfriend.
and you see Malcolm kind of in the water, kind of somewhere between life and death.
He's having a swim in the Red Sea.
Alright.
Having a good time, Malcolm? Yes. Doing great.
Splutter.
Yeah?
Not dead. Cough. Splutter.
Not doing anything.
No, I don't think Zolan's
Yeah.
seen anything really, to be
Sure.
honest, from when I was around the back.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Zolan's
just turned up. Can't see nothing in.
Sure. Yeah. Fine. Thank you, Zolan.
Yeah.
Traditional character play there. That's good. Malcolm,
Is there any sign of this creature?
you can give me an investigation roll if you want to. What? You're obviously. It is. You're right by the furnace, so it is bright where you are, and a bit hot.
That's 9.
9. You're looking around for signs of this creature. You know what it looks like. It looks like water. You're surrounded by water. You can't see it.
Surrounded by custard.
Can I see the key?
As same kind of part of the investigation, doesn't become apparent to you.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to use my movement to get out of the water.
Fine.
Trudging, coughing, spluttering,
Okay.
dripping.
As you do so,
Heading over towards Norris.
you're not restrained, but the creature right next to you takes an attack of opportunity against you. 20 to hit.
Not natural.
Not natural. Not
Oh,
natural.
God.
Yeah, that's a hit, yeah.
Okay.
Celeste.
It's so thinking it cause you to expire and realizing you've come back again. You see it again arc up, strike its body. You will see it.
Hang
Does
on.
it move? Do I get attack of opportunity?
No, you're the opposite side of the pool to it. So it's the north side.
Pool's
You
much
and
bigger.
Claire are on the south side. You two are on the west side. It's kind of on the north side by the
Yeah.
furnace.
Is it still my turn?
You did that too quick.
Well, first it's going to do this to you as it takes its attack opportunity. It is going to. What do you want to do?
Right, I can use a key to take a dodge action as a bonus action in my turn.
It's not your turn.
It is my turn.
Because he's moving.
I just
Yeah, it's
got-
attack of
Oh,
opportunity.
it is.
Yeah.
So
So you dodge it.
I can
Okay,
dodge.
so I have.
Yeah, boy.
So I've
Yeah.
basically that means I've got a roll to hit again. I'm happy with that if you want to expend that. So you just see it at that last moment, just as it's about to murder you. You see it and you attempt to dodge it. So it's got disadvantage and
You
it's
can't disengage with your key.
No, but I can dodge.
it is going to be 14 to hit.
No.
It's not. So
Yes.
very close to enveloping you. In the last moment, you summon some of this spiritual energy within you, and just managed to almost see it come at you in slow motion, and you managed to turn your body away from it.
Diving to the side.
Dive to the side.
It's a classic Blood Bowl moment.
Yep.
And you just leave on the north side, right by. There's two furnaces where you are actually. One right behind you on the blue pool, and one this side on the yellow pool.
That's some classic sport there, Jim.
He took the dodge action there. You probably didn't notice that.
So you're back. You hauled yourself back onto the side, dripping wet, exhausted,
And as far away as I can get.
but not dying. Okay, so
Not dying.
you can move. Yeah, you can move kind of over to a little way into the blue pool. You pulled yourself out, and you're just kind of on the north side of the blue
Ever
pole,
again, ever.
towards the top of the room.
So you've already been in the blue bowl.
Malcolm,
That's me.
you've had your go. It is now Wenton. Wenton rises up again from this yellow pool. It comes over to its nearest
Ooh,
prey,
that's me.
Zolan.
What? I'm right next to it.
So these
Oh,
guys
it's
are
the other
closest
side
to
of
you,
the
yeah,
pool.
because you're on the south side.
Why can't I get that in my head?
We're more handsome.
Zolan is the
problem.
closest member, just stood there. So what's going on? What's going on? Suddenly, this great watery creature with a human face looks, or a halfling face, looks at you, and it tries to envelop you with its body once again. Can you please give me a dexterity saving throw?
Do it.
Dex save and throw.
Old men are known to be dexterous.
Wrong one.
Especially little ones.
Roll the ball!
Oh,
That's because you didn't finish everything in the bowl.
That
first.
is
Yeah, that's true.
because I
You've been
didn't.
smited.
10!
It's a
10
from
after
Len.
modifiers.
Have the mods.
You see it take over Zolan's body with ease as he stood there caught off guard. It emerges out of the water, and you see its whole figure move across into the
Peace.
centre.
you got +8. Remember.
Oh, hell yeah.
So it's right
Oh,
next.
fuck this guy out from the inside, don't worry.
It's right next to you,
Right,
Thorny,
yeah.
and it's going to try and move away from you. So you can get an attack opportunity if you choose.
Get him!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah.
What?
Zolan wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
So you have an attack
Water is
opportunity as
natural.
it's enveloped Zolan and moves away from you.
This thing is water.
But it can be damaged.
Okay. Well then I'll take a swing with a chainsaw,
Nice.
scimitar.
Go for it.
Chainsaw scimitar. Yeah.
Just like
Losing my.
Just like 40k. Chainsaw.
It's got to end up.
I put it back.
Oh, you went back
I'll pull
under.
out my dueling chainsaw.
Nice.
That's a 12.
It's a 16.
16 will hit.
Slap
Yeah.
him one.
Take that, you watery bitch.
Eat teeth.
4.
Better than nothing.
4.
The last 4 he had.
So you kind of slice at this creature. As you do so, you see it adjust its body. It takes. You kind of slice it into the water, and Zolan, you take 2 damage.
Oh no!
You're a cruel fellow, you are.
Thorinir slashes into you as it adjusts. Adjusts strategically to.
I was originally aiming for Zolan.
Thanks.
to put him out of his misery. So if he
Euthanasia.
adjusts, then I hit the creature.
Coup de grace. Reap, if you want to do anything.
He is very much cowering and hiding in the hood.
But in that case, Thorinir.
Generally, I'm brave.
Well, I am. Oh no.
So it's just to be clear, it's gone to the very centre of the room, exactly where Wenton started, right in the slap bang middle.
And how
of these
far away
pools.
is that from you?
From you is about 10 feet. With Zolan within his body, you can kind of occasionally see glimpses of him emerging from it. It's a thick water; it's not entirely transparent.
You know all about this.
Kick.
Well, I am gonna run up and smash him again.
Okay.
Nice.
So move up the 10 to him, and you draw your
My chainsaw scimitar,
yeah
and it's a 1.
a natural one.
Natural
Right.
1.
That's another thing. Cheers.
Oh, he's got an arm off!
Thank you.
So can you give me a dexterity save, please?
Oh, not bad. 19.
19. You see, once again, you're surprised to feel. For a moment, you see Thornir slash you, and then he runs after you and tries to attack you again. You believe the monster's taken over him in this Brogabush forest.
No!
But you manage to just withdraw your leg just as Thornir's hacking at you.
God.
And I've got a feared face because this is so unnatural.
No damage. And again, you've lost all your breath. You can't breathe. It's overwhelming. Totally disorientated. After you, Thornir, we are back round. The room shifts one more time. Everything around you, these pools start to lift up into the air. They all merge together. They start to fill up this entire space. You are in this kind of colourful water. It's like you're all underwater. You adopt swimming positions, but these waters, you've got these 5 different coloured sections of this whole area. You're entirely underwater. Apart from that, the room seems to have lost all bearing of what it once was.
So
cruel
we're now
man.
down to swim speed.
You are in.
Or up to swim speed.
You are. Yeah. You feel like you're underwater.
Are we able to breathe?
I'll tell you that in just a moment, Malcolm.
Good luck
Or
trying.
able to
Nollis.
breathe properly.
Yeah. Nollis, you are underwater. You can use your swimming speed.
Cool.
You are somewhere between a yellow and green colour in the
Cool.
location you're
Is
in.
there anywhere around me? Is there some kind of giant Wenton-esque slimy creature?
You can see where Thornir, Zolan are fighting. You can see them sort of in that mismatch in the middle, and you can see it's turned into this sort of browny colour where all these bright colours have joined together in the centre.
How much blood's flowing out of you, Zolan?
I'm alright. I'm
Cool.
tip tap.
I'm tip-a-tap. Everything's okay.
Not anything to do with it.
Yeah. Soon though.
I'm going to swim over to him, 30-foot swim speed. So I'm gonna swim. How far away are they from me?
You are.
I think I'm like 10 feet away, am
You are. No, because you're on the. Oh, what colour are you? You're blue. Are you blue dice?
I assume so.
Yes, you are. Or are you red? You're blue dice.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got the wrong
I've
one.
got all the
Blue dice.
multiple coloured dice.
You are about
Oh, dear.
40 feet away. You're 35 feet away from where Thornir is. 40 feet away from where Zolan and presumably this creature are.
Cool. I'm going to
Fizz.
bolt over 30 feet towards Zolan.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you swim
Cool.
straight across
Bam.
through this yellow water.
Yeah. No, never swim through yellow water. That's the public health one. Okay.
Also, never take advice from a chick.
Never take advice from a chicken.
They say.
So they're about 10 feet in front of you. Yeah, Thornir slashing apparently through water at Zolan.
Oh,
This
Zolan.
this
What are you fighting at me?
this
I think
creature.
possessed.
Makes sense.
This creature.
There's something wrong with them.
What's your passive perception?
Passive perception is... Where is it on the character sheet?
Top. Normally.
Thank you very much.
Oh, the bottom.
14.
You can see it. You can see the edges of it.
Nice.
It's largely hidden by this water, but you can make out. You know, you're used to catching prey underwater. You can
So,
make
yeah.
out ripples and changes in the
If
water.
I'm swimming over there and seeing it, can I put a 15-foot cube around me and not those two?
Just around you,
Just around me and the creature.
because Zolan's in it.
Okay, yeah, good point. In that case, I'm going to try and drag Zolan out of the
I can
creature.
take it, remember. We've been through this before.
A yo show. Cool.
We can do it.
Can I drop a 15-foot cube around myself, Zolan, and the creature?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I want it.
You
on
can.
this.
Yeah,
You're-
not
He
Thorin.
wants in.
I'm not throwing it.
Thorin is going to actively participate in this
Okay.
activity.
Informally leaks in.
Yeah,
I
I'm
want
getting
to be a
some
part of
FOMO.
this.
Yeah. In that case, Nollis is going to cast Thunder Wave on his location.
You see, just while you're there, by the way, you see these. Who's got the key? You had the key, did you?
Yes.
Yeah, you see these two different keys keep switching as they're slightly moving.
Oh shit.
You can see, yeah, there's just two. It kind of goes between the two as each one becomes closer and further away to you.
Okay. But I'm going to make a mental note, which in Nollis's mind is not great, as to the general location of the key that we don't own. And then he's going to cast Thunder Wave.
Blow me right out of his stomach.
Yeah, I'm going to blow you straight out of there, don't you worry. The jettison you out. So each creature in a 15-foot cube originating for you must make a con save.
Bring it on! Got a pretty good con save.
19.
14.
Both of you pass. You both take on a failure, blah blah blah. You both take ta-da, 1 thunder damage. Don't worry about it. Unsecured objects that complete with the area effect are automatically pushed 10 feet away from you.
It's going to be Zola. Like a torpedo.
But if you
Out the back
pass,
of the pool.
you don't move. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. If you pass, you don't move.
Crap.
But it's basically unsecured
Your
objects.
trousers
So
come
it's-
off.
DM's discretion, what that means.
In the
So if they pass, it's not an effect. If they pass, it doesn't move them. Is that right?
That's true, yeah.
Fine. Yeah. So you feel it kind of blast them. You see a lot of the water moving around, but it manages to hold its fight against it and hold its form.
Does that by any chance, like, show the form to the other party members? If they pass and as the water, is it kind of like almost,
10-foot
yeah,
blast,
almost just kind of,
forcing everything out.
just,
all the custard would be moved.
Yeah.
That way.
You're,
And what would be left is a aqueous creature in zone.
yeah.
I think.
Out there.
I think. What? Just quickly. Your passive
Unsecured
perception.
objects.
I'm inside the geese, so I'm alright.
Yeah.
You're on.
14.
14.
14, that's good.
13.
What's that?
Pass
passive
off.
perception.
12.
12. The only person that can't see it is Malcolm.
Usually the case.
Which is usually the case. And is there any light source other than the furnaces at the moment? No. So it's dim in that area as well. Anyway. Okay. Thank you, Nollis.
How dangerous are you looking right now?
I'm good.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm good.
In that
Yeah, I'm
case,
good.
I am dead.
Clary.
If he was like 40 or 45 foot away.
Yeah,
from
you
the
were a little
center.
closer. You were probably 30 feet from where they are.
Cool. He's gonna. Well, but I have to swim,
Correct.
so it's half.
Your
speed.
half speed. Yeah.
Ugh. Can I still use ranged spells while I'm within the water?
You can. I'm happy. I've thought about this previously. I'm happy that you're able to, as long as there's not any like components that would just get washed away or anything mad like that.
Okay. Is it clear to him that this is even though his mind thinks this is happening, this is fake water? Like, this is...
You can give me a insight or arcana. Insight.
Insight. No. I rolled a natural 1.
This is the realest thing you've ever felt.
Okay, he's still going to give it a go. He's
Yeah.
going to
This is
Dragon
so real
Ball Z
right now.
up into the water, fully float, and then fire a firebolt.
Okay.
Yeah. And the old black mass. 18 plus 5.
How do firebolts behave underwater, do we think?
I don't think they do they?
You steam,
Yeah.
right?
It appears to kind of be steaming, whether or not, but whether that's reality or not, you're not sure.
Cool. What's a 23 to hit?
23 will hit.
Yeah, boy! Do it.
I'll give you one of those. That's 9 damage.
Nice.
Right, so there are some good maths here.
Quick maths, everyday maths.
Quick maths.
1.
Do.
Banana.
First of all, Zolan, was it 9, did you say? Zolan, you are going to take 4
Ears and out.
fire damage as it
You
attempts to
know.
transfer the damage onto you.
What a cheeky git. This
You've been
bloke
poked,
is.
boy.
Oh, it's not 4. It's 1. Taking 4 damage.
Clero, describe how you defeat Wenter.
The flame hits him. It's absorbed by his aqueous body, but then it surges through him like flames of lava and then breaks him apart. And he falls apart into these kind of dust, ashen dust, and floats away into the water. That's it.
Bits of
Noise.
cocaine.
But it's a real like.
And the music stops.
The water, all of you just kind of lose your footing and balance as you sort of fall to the ground. You weren't in the air, you were on the ground all along,
This.
but you sort of fall to the ground because you thought you were swimming and you just kind of, a few of you are kind of face first just because you lose your balance as it suddenly stops. So then you fall to the ground as well. You actually were held in the air. You are, you are wet. You're
I get to think about how hungry I am. I still haven't had breakfast.
hungry and exhausted. The exact same moment
Every day.
from the
Every day!
exact same moment from the body of
Slip you a
Wenton.
Bit of hyena.
Gave all my rations
This
to the kids.
this small, hang on, this large,
Incredibly large.
this large golden key drops onto this hard stone floor, ting ting ting, and lands right beside where the 4 of you, and then you're a little further off to the north side of the room, are gathered, all exhausted and injured in many occasions.
Confused.
But the room has returned to a state you're familiar with.
All before breakfast.
I totally located that, by the way.
Located what?
The key, I saw that.
Oh,
Okay.
The key, it's glowing. Can you see it? It's glowing. It's right there.
Can't see it.
Yeah. Well, maybe that one's glowing, or maybe a different one's glowing. I'm not sure.
Can't see key.
6 seconds later, the shadow blade dissipates. And Clary's just like, oh.
The key has is engraved with like a pot of gold.
Oh, nice.
I'll pick the key up. I guess I'm holding technically the other 2 keys as well.
The key
Right.
is
Two, so
Didn't
I'm
the
the...
little lad give us his 3rd key? I feel
We got the second key. We got the key from Millhouse.
Yeah.
We got the key from Crack Door,
Yeah.
and now we've got one from Went
so we
On.
got 3 of them.
Yeah, we've got all 3 now.
I don't
Yeah.
remember those names.
No.
Congratulations on that battle. It was
Not
a very it was a close one in places.
Nearly got you though, eh? Hey?
We will leave our session there for this evening. Thank you for joining us on this Halloween special.
Trying to kill me.
Halloween! Can we take a moment to notice that the room has been decorated?
Yeah.
There's cobwebs.
Absolutely
It's
lovely.
beautiful. You might not be able to see them on the screen, but this
Oh,
whole room has
No.
skulls lying around.
Oh, yeah.
So with this, we got the old chainsaw hand. Give us a chainsaw. Yeah, lovely.
That's a beauty.
Lovely.
Yeah, just thought we'd take a moment to recognise
Awesome
that.
Absolutely.
And what are you dressed as?
I am a Knack Mac Feagle,
Hey.
a wee free man.
A wee free man.
A wee free
You
man.
were all wrong on the
See?
chat.
Oh, what did they think I was?
Smurf.
Yeah.
Sodding Smurf. I'm not.
The Scottish version.
So racist.
Until next time, thank you again for those who submitted artwork this week.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much.
you.
Loved it. And thank you to all our fans and the Geek Dad and everybody that supports us.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We'll
Drop
be
a
back.
follow.
Follow, subscribe,
Next
like,
week,
on,
yeah.
like on the old YouTube. Give us one of them. The old
Yeah.
thanks.
You dead?
Do the followings and things.
Until next time, same place.
Oh no.
We have been. More!